Views. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show. The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
I hope you hang your mother. This country sucks! This place sucks! CNN masturbated all fucking day. Dude, I will eat your fucking asshole out and spit it in your mouth, baby bird style.
What's up, everybody? We are getting ready for the Monday Night Raw review. We're going to take your calls. I got some little bit of news that's really kind of interesting tonight. WWE RAW nearly put a lot of you guys to sleep. There was some interesting things. WWE RAW goes off the air seemingly, unfortunately, a little bit too early, it felt like, at the end there for Bayley's heel turn. More to talk about here. Stick around. If you're new to the channel and you're just seeing this video and you want to watch the entire video, we welcome it. And hopefully you guys subscribe down below so you don't miss all the live reviews plus all the videos I put out all the time. I know a lot of you guys are saying you're not getting the videos, so you just got to hit that bell. You got to keep coming back and watching old videos, and that way the YouTube algorithm knows that you want to watch the show. A lot of shit to get to. We got Jake DeMarco in the house and a whole bunch of stuff, and we'll be right there in just about 30 seconds or so. Monday Night Raw. This is what you guys are saying right now in the chat. Monday Night Raw tonight was there's a little bit of it that was good, but I don't know. Maybe I was too tired, though. I'm not really sure. Yeah, there was no point in that Cedric attack. I agree. It's ridiculous. It just shows you how meaningless it was last time. You know? But no, they wanted him to have a reason why he lost, and that was the point, to be honest. The point was, oh, he's so hurt and everything. He got attacked last time. Now he got attacked again, and get more heat on the bad guys. So there was a point to them. That was the point. I mean, that's what you're seeing. That was legit. I mean, that's the point. I don't know what else there is to say. I guess. I mean, I'm assuming that's what they were going for. All right, I've almost got everything up here. I just want to make sure I get it going. What's up to the chat? I fell asleep twice tonight for 15 minutes at a time during this show. And then during commercials on my phone while I was watching it on TV, I would try to catch up with whatever I missed for the 15 minutes that I was out. But, man, this show put me in a coma. Can't believe it. But yet I can believe it, can't I? I can very much believe it. Jake DeMarco's here, as I do 50 things at once and try to speak at the same time. Here he is.
Yeah.
What's up, baby?
Right off the bat, not a bad show. Not great, but better than last week's. Much better. Big improvement here.
Yeah, it was better.
I mean, and that's not saying much. Honestly, people are like, oh, you liked it? You loved it? No, it's just last week was awful. Last week was absolutely detestable and disgusting and boring and just, I hated that show. This week, there was a lot of things that I'm like, hey, I'm enjoying this. I like this. A lot of good wrestling, decent storytelling, a few advancements for the pay-per-view. You know, some of the things made sense. Like you said, well, the beatdown was silly, yeah, but they wanted Cedric to look weak beforehand he got into the match because they wanted Baron Corbin to move on, but they didn't want to lose what they put into Cedric Alexander. You got a Bayley.
I want to lose my virginity, Dave. I want to lose my virginity tonight, Jake. I really do.
I'm still pissed at you. I sat in a towel for 3 hours. I told you. I got out of the shower. I was naked, waiting, and you never showed up.
This is so weird.
You said, "I'm coming."
I'm leaving my wife.
Oh, I get it. I just got it now. You said, "I'm coming." I thought you meant you were coming over. Never mind.
No. It already happened.
Never mind. I owe you an apology. I took that wrong.
Yeah, you did.
Missed signals. But
You
yeah,
usually
tonight.
do.
I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't the typical Boar Fest. It wasn't going to blow your mind either, though. Some things that I liked right off the bat was both of the King of the Ring matches were really good. They were enjoyable. Good amount of action and decent storytelling throughout both matches. Baron Corbin putting that tree of woe while slamming Cedric's head to the outside post, that looked god-awful to take. What a unique spot. I have not seen that performed that way before. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've seen it in a different variation, but the guy was, Alexander's upside down, and he's bashing his head. That looked devastating, just so brutal. That was enjoyable. That entire match was good. You knew obviously Baron Corbin was going to advance because of the injury angle, which is fine, but at least they didn't have Cedric Alexander come out there limping or holding his arm and then just get pinned in 3 seconds. They still gave him a fighting chance. Made him look really strong in defeat, which is something they try to accomplish often, but doesn't happen that way.
They like Cedric right now, so then they're like, well, he's gonna. That's the answer. They like him. They wanted everybody to look strong. So
yeah, the first hour was a real letdown, and it was from the second hour on that it got really good. So that was pretty much it. I feel like it kind of continued on from there. That everything worked well. We got the Baron Cedric match that was really enjoyable. Ricochet and Samoa Joe. I was kind of puzzled. I'm like, maybe they will have Samoa Joe win. Maybe they won't. I mean, I know we said it kind of seemed like Ricochet was going to go to the finals and get that King Ricochet moniker back, but I was surprised that the way they pulled off that double finish. I thought it was great. You got a good old dusty finish snuck in there, and it was well conceived and timed. It looked feasible. It looked possible. It wasn't one of those ones where you're like, oh, come on, this shouldn't be, somebody's foot's under the ropes, or, they have to really stretch your imagination to believe it and to buy into it.
Right.
That wasn't the case at all. He's got the Coquina clutch slightly locked in, and one valiant last-ditch effort, Ricochet blasts backwards with his powerful asshole and lands back on the mat, and they cover each other inadvertently. Great bit of storytelling there. And the fact that we're getting a first time ever, I believe, triple threat in the King of the Ring bracket, that's really cool. Some people are against it. I'm enjoying it. I like that bit of storytelling.
It was weird. I thought maybe...
I thought they were going to give Baron Corbin a bye and just say they were both eliminated, but that's not what they went with. They went with the triple threat. And I was like, wow, they'll both be gone. Baron Corbin will just go right to the finals, but that's not the case. So we're going to see these two and Baron Corbin add into the mix, face off again next week on Raw.
Now,
Stone Cold's
lot of
going to be
people
there, so it makes me want to tune in next Monday to find out what happens. So I'm giving them
a lot of
credit for that.
a lot of people thought that Baron was going to get a bye. So
I was guessing
that
at first, and I was surprised.
That's probably why they did this, because it was all set up for oh yeah, here comes Baron, and then for Cohen he got friggin' airtime to talk. It was kind of funny, and he was good, man. He's good. I think they really liked the referee because he's serious. He seems like he's just really good at that. It's like, who would think the referee's better at speaking than the damn backstage announcers? What the fuck was Charlie Caruso on tonight? Let me tell you something, Charlie Robot Caruso. I see this great Bray Wyatt segment as The Fiend, and I'm like, that was one of the best ones, maybe the best ones, ever, where he's feeding the money to McMahon and all this other truths, and he's talking about, oh my God, it was great. And
the
then
fact that he did that blew my mind. I love that so much.
That was fucking awesome. And then after he comes on, we have to listen to Charlie Caruso go, wow, certainly crazy. It's just it's so fucking annoying and takes me out of the show. It was almost like Daisy Fuentes again. It was weird, which is weird because usually Charlie Caruso's better then not much, but better than those other robots. She's like the leader of the robots or whatever. But yeah, she was like, certainly is tense here. It's just like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, what is this? I'm gonna find the clip of her saying it. It's so atrocious.
You need to play it for everybody. And one little point about the Firefly Funhouse is that Bray never actually challenged anyone to the match. It was just posted on the Arena website, right? And then taken down. Like, so if you have the the real hardcore fans and the people that are reporting these type of things, obviously know what's going on. But to the everyday just regular wrestling fans, Bray never challenged for anything. It was just a leak on the not a leak, but a post from a tweet by the Arena's website.
No, we said that the Arena leaked it. And we were like, wow, so now we know it's Bray in the Hell in the Cell. And then he said he wants in on it tonight. So now we know. But
the way he said it in the Firefly Funhouse was that, the McMahon puppet said that, oh, you're going to get fired for challenging for the match. But he never actually challenged anybody. It was just the Arena website that did it. So it works, but it was just kind of a, F you to the internet crowd, I feel like. So anybody else might be like, when did he do that? When did he challenge for the Universal title? And again, like we said before, I'm not against him going for the belt, but I really wish there was more time in between, because he can't lose. I don't care how they do it. They're clean finish, not clean. No matter what they pull off here, if Bray loses as the Fiend already in his, second match, if he doesn't wrestle before then, they fucked up bad. Right. How can they? I can't find the words to just they cannot have him lose at Hell in a Cell now.
Where's Charlie Caruso? Yeah, no, he can't lose. He can't lose to anybody.
He cannot, especially not this soon. I mean, he's had one match.
Where's Charlie Caruso? Didn't she come on right after the Firefly Funhouse?
Right after that, I thought it was Corey Graves talking to Cone about the finish.
Then when did Charlie Caruso come on and say that?
She came on right after that to talk about the Rey Mysterio retirement possibility.
No, because after the Bray Wyatt thing, now that's not what happens. That's the Bray Wyatt segment ending.
Yeah, and as soon as it ends, Corey Graves then tried to interview John Cone, I thought.
And then it goes to her?
And then it goes to her. Because after that, you have Baron Corbin saying, that's not fair about the triple threat.
Wow, would you look at that? It looks like next week we can expect a triple threat match in the King of the Ring tournament. Wow, you never know what to expect here on Monday Night Raw. But right now, please allow me to...
Wow, next week. Wow.
And you can see her count down. 3, 2, she mounts it. 1, she says it with her mouth at one of the times they cut to her. I don't know if that's it, but I caught it twice.
This is so bad, dude. Like, this is the worst.
Instead of counting in her head, she goes...
Wow, would you look at that? It looks like next week we can expect a triple threat match in the King of the Ring tournament. Wow, you never know what to expect here on Monday Night Raw, but right now... Wow. It looks like next week you can expect a triple threat match in the King of the Ring. Wow, you never know what to expect.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. You never know what to expect here at WWE. It's like, what the fuck? Dude, me and Gene Okerlund were like, Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, a triple threat next week. You never know what to expect here in the World Wrestling Federation, and right now I'm standing with, and you were just like, even though that was like fairly like robotic, like, but it felt commanding. It felt like you really listened to a human being. Like, she just sounds like fucking, like, and it's not, it's obviously. That's what
they want, though.
I know, no, it's obviously not them. They're like retarded or something. Like, dude, I'm convinced that this generation is nuts. This new generation of people are fucking stupid. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, it's what they're putting in the water. It's what they're putting in the fucking food. It's our country. There's no doubt about it that they are making people stupid and dumb on purpose. We've never seen anybody as dumb as this before. Never, ever, ever before, dude. The hippies, like, smoked up, fucking on fucking weed, like, all day long is not as dumb as, like, people who are clean and sober nowadays who are just eating fucking cornflakes and fluoride, because this is insane. These people can't be real. And it's the people in Hollywood and the professionals that are directing this stuff that think this is okay. It is the most dumbed-down, stupid shit I've ever seen. We've seen 5 different women in the back act like this, so it can't be the women. It's got to be the direction.
Yeah, they're being directed to speak that way.
They've got to be on drugs. Let's take a donation. Super chat.
Party.
Elias Correa, what's up, Elias?
The crowd went nuts on that badass ending.
Yeah, they were like dying for something. So they were so happy that Bayley just turned heel. They were like freaking out. I thought she was going to like, it looked so obvious. And then I thought maybe she'd hit Sasha or something. But, you know, Sasha's standing up. So it's kind of like, where's she going to hit her in the stomach, I guess. Elias, thank you for the $1.99, man. I appreciate that. We'll find out who takes home that big championship tonight, that digital championship. How's everybody doing in the chat right now? If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe below so you don't miss out on the daily wrestling news, videos, podcasts, and we're live after every WWE event. I haven't really done anything the last couple days because I was streaming so much this weekend trying to make up for lost time and all these other things. But goddamn, man, Bayley, like, to me, it was like 18 seconds of awesome.
Yeah, literally, as they're going off the air, you're like, no, stay on this.
Yeah, why we got to get off the air now after all the shit I had to listen to tonight? And now
I wish that happened 4
air.
minutes earlier. 4 minutes earlier, they should have had her snap and
I think they did want her on a little bit longer. But
that sucks. That sucks so much because that really was unexpected. I didn't see that happening tonight.
Yeah, something's wrong with the back of WWE. Maybe that guy that called last night was right. Maybe Stephanie does have a purple cock. Some guy, I don't know if you heard this, dude.
I heard the clip.
What in the fuck was that guy talking about last night? Like, was that guy not on drugs? Like, he sounds like the next shooter. Like, I'm not even kidding. That guy that called last night was nuts.
Yeah, it sounded a little psychotic.
I gotta find the timestamp because I hope somebody who watches my stream from yesterday, it's 10 hours long.
Yeah,
but
crazy bastard.
If anybody sifts through the 10 hours... Oh, Ed's View, you are a saint. Ed's View has clipped it for us. Hey, can you hear sounds, Jake?
No. I started to hear the intro, but...
Let me see if I can get you to hear these.
This call sucks.
About that. You hear that?
Nothing yet.
God damn it.
This call sucks.
Go sit on a dildo.
And we're going to take phone calls, too. But listen to this guy, everybody. Maybe we can get the sounds to work for Jake while we do this. Check this out.
I don't. You sound depressed, but how are you?
This guy called about WWE yesterday.
Yeah. Hey, you know who Nightbot is?
Nightbot is like a program that's a
no,
mod.
It's not a program.
Cryback is just mad that no major promotion
person?
wants him.
You know, it's really funny that you idiots have this show because I'm going to tell you something. I'm shutting down the McMahon family. They owe me a lot of money. And Nightbot is Stephanie McMahon. And Stephanie McMahon is a man, and he's got a purple penis. Did you know that, boy?
No, but I do now.
I'm telling you, you are fucked, and they are fucked, and you are all being dragged to hell, sonny boy. So you get ready for that. You got it, punk?
Wait, does she really have a purple penis? How did you find out about this?
Yeah, I have pictures of Stephanie Sean McMahon's purple dick, and it's sickening.
That's gross.
And she calls me every fucking day and bothers the fuck out of me because she's an idiot and she's the devil. And Vince McMahon is the devil, and that's why all these wrestlers die. And I am taking them back to hell, and I'm never letting them out again.
Well,
you got that?
This call
listen,
sucks.
Hey, you gotta do what
you think this is all this shit is just happening because it's happening? You think Trump is this and everything? This is a showdown. You're being judged. You are all being judged. And you get to God, you have to go through the devil.
Are you the Vegas shooter?
I'm just letting you know this, Joe, because you need to know, but you already know all these things, Joe, don't you?
I think so. I mean, the purple cock thing, I definitely knew about that one. That's the one that I know.
In fact, I'm pretty sure you're one of the voices that have called my house a few times, aren't you, Joe?
No, I don't even know who you are.
Yes, you are.
Who are you?
Yes, you are, Joe. You hang out with Stephanie, don't you, Joe?
I wish I did. I would like to be in WWE, but she won't hang out with me. No, she won't hang out with me. I wish she would.
You mean he won't hang out with you?
That's right. It's right, because I mean, really, she could be Nephilim, to be honest.
Well, it doesn't matter. You know, I've given the motherfucker so many chances that it's ridiculous, and I'm sick of it. And the show is over. And I'm going to tell you something else about the WWE.
Racial issue.
Yeah.
It's a fucking drug mule. All the drugs that go to everywhere, every place in the fucking world are brought to you by the McMahon family. Every death and despair and sex and slave trade is brought to you by the McMahon family. Everything that is bad in the world today is brought to you by the McMahon family, and you fucking work for them, boy. You are going right to hell with them.
All right, well...
Goodbye.
I'm going to hell, bro. Oh, my God. What the fuck? Hey, somebody send that call to the FBI.
That was got to be one of the weirdest calls that I've ever received, because the guy was so goddamn convincing. I was like, well, this guy sounds like for real. He sounds like he's going to be that guy that went to the NXT building and took a dump all over the walls and mixed up his shit for like weeks and then shit all over the WWE walls.
This call sucks.
Imagine that, though.
What, that guy shitting all over NXT like the other guy did?
Oh, you couldn't hear me before. I said, no, imagine if he's right, though, and it really, WWE is a front for drug smuggling.
Yeah,
all the wrestling is just their hidden business, and they are actually going ahead and smuggling drugs over that. Yeah. We got to go back overseas.
Yeah, it would be like
Stephanie's tucking away her purple dick right now.
Well, it's like Alex Jones. Alex Jones freaks out about all this stuff, and some of it's not right, and people think he's nuts, and then he's right about so much stuff, and you're like, what the fuck? That's real? Like, you can't believe it. Yeah, it's like that guy was
stuff a while ago, and
yeah, it's weird. You know, the guy's right every once in a while because he's looking for everything. He's looking for, nobody's looking as hard as he is, and he'll throw everything at the wall, and things do stick, and they're real. And that guy, maybe that guy knows something we don't know, man. It's like fucking, it was like the Michelle Obama has a dick thing, but he was saying Stephanie has a purple cock. It's very, very bizarre. Can you hear sounds yet or no? Please tell me no.
Play one more.
Let me see.
This call sucks.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, yay. I'm going to play another donation now then. Woo. Oh my God, it's Kane. Varsity Pussy.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
I may be in the minority, but I like the triple threat idea for the King of the Ring. Sure, it's supposed to be one-on-one, but if they are going with that finish, at least put a modern spin to the tournament instead of just have Corbin go to the finals. Agree? Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give it I was not happy about it at first, and then I was kind of like, all right, I think it's okay. That's interesting, and now I kind of think it's all right. So Varsity Pussy. I'm there with you, man. I give it,
and it gives us a reason to tune in.
I give it a half thumbs up. Yeah, and then there's like a bigger reason. I don't know. I'm okay with it. I think you're right.
Because any one of these guys, I could see being King of the Ring feasibly. Baron Corbin's kind of like the obvious choice. Ricochet's the next obvious one, and Samoa Joe is kind of like that dark horse pick. For a lot of people, they want to see him succeed in something finally. So this could be his chance for him to finally capture something, be relevant, and succeed. He's lost at every other championship attempt, so this could be really big for him.
What about the other side of the bracket? Who do you think's going to win from the other side of the bracket?
Because
the other
I don't
side,
remember who the hell is in at this point. Elias is still in. Ali's still in.
There's
Christ,
like
I can't
two more
remember
we
shit.
can think of.
Yeah, but
we're gonna have to look it up. See, we forgot about that whole other side of the bracket. I feel like.
For SmackDown side, I wrote them all off.
I did too. I forgot.
That's the sad part, but yeah, it's just I don't even consider them, a feasible option at this point.
Wow.
But yeah, that was sad news that Ricochet's girlfriend there, Casey, had to retire. Canzano, she left the Performance Center.
I saw that she left, but I didn't know why.
Yeah, she had a back injury, I guess, and just isn't returning to wrestling. So she said she's done.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
certainly unfortunate, but
all those flippy floppy.
Oh yeah,
things.
Shorty G's still in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, when you do flippy floppies all over the place and you weigh 80 pounds, like, it's kind of dangerous. But that's, that's crazy though. I thought she was like young and just
you figured, with her gymnastic background certainly made it interesting. Her Rumble spot is really memorable because of it. So
it's so weird, man. I am shocked by that. I thought she was leaving for some other reason. I didn't know it was an injury. Is that what?
Gable and Andrade are still in too. So Shorty G. I still don't know why Kylie Ray left AEW. Yeah, we have no idea. It just no one heard from her for quite some time, I guess, and it's been radio silence on her part. But that's really upsetting as well.
That's
surprising too.
That's
weird. I listened to your entire review. I wasn't able to watch it live. I had just a shit show of a day, and anything that could go wrong just did. So unfortunately, I watched after the fact, but I listened. I waited to listen to the review afterwards too, and I personally wasn't crazy about the show. Some of the people I talked to are like, "What?" Same thing with NXT UK. I wasn't overly thrilled with the entire show. There was like two solid matches there.
Yeah, NXT UK had two good. If you were like, "What should I watch?" I'd be like, watch the Walter match, obviously, and then watch the Cesaro match.
Yeah,
that's
go figure. Cesaro to me would have been match of the night, and he's coming from the main roster. So that's a bit of an unfortunate.
He was almost the damn match of the night. Him and the Russian guy, they killed it.
Yeah,
I can't remember the guy's name, but they did really well. And AEW had probably, I thought, 4 good matches. So AEW's watch those 4 matches.
AEW was just very, very long, and they're still at a disadvantage because unless you were really into everything. I mean, I know a good amount, more than the common wrestling fan, but I still don't follow every other promotion diehard ways. So it's hard, one, to either be fully invested, interested, or care about some of the characters there. Like, even when you don't like Samoa Joe, if you watch WWE, you still see him enough, so you know who he is. You can get involved still. It's hard when you don't know everybody or have a following.
Well, who didn't you know?
You have I don't have much of a background like Riho and that women's match, and it was still a good match, but it's like
nobody.
I don't have much investment in it.
That was a dud.
Like
that was really a dud. The match was weird.
Yeah,
nobody
Jungle
cared.
Express match was very entertaining. I'm okay with them not winning because they're going to be extremely over, especially when they get the TV. They're going to be huge. I wasn't crazy about the Kenny Omega and Pac match. I really wasn't a fan of it, surprisingly enough. And I want people. You say anything negative about AEW, you're a WWE mark, or you don't want them to succeed, or you don't like competition. That's not it. I want to see them succeed. I want to see them do well. I wasn't crazy about the match. It felt like just one big spot after another. And I'm not one that usually like spot fest. That's what it felt like. Especially when Pac at times was no-selling some of the offense from Kenny. He would just get hit with these crazy maneuvers, and then he would just stand there. And I know he's supposed to look like a badass. And when you take some punches, kicks, things like that, and don't respond, okay. And it fit better with someone, like you said before, like The Undertaker. He's the Phenom. He's supposed to be able to – he's a dead man walking. With this, it's two mere mortals. And I know it's in the land of wrestling, but just there was a lot of no-selling, tons of suicide dives, and just huge spot after huge spot. If you watch the last 90-second recap of the entire match, that's all you needed, because it was just, there was nothing in between. It was just spot, choke out, finish. I'm okay with the finish. That, and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't really my cup of tea.
Well, I think that's why they put it on earlier. They put it on earlier because they were clearly just like, yeah, go out there, have a good time, and they had to throw the match together pretty quickly.
Yeah, and especially with Kenny's, recent outings with AEW, I feel like have been much more entertaining and less spotty.
It was put there so you wouldn't really remember it. So Pac could get a win, and you kind of wouldn't remember it as much. That way it doesn't hurt Kenny as much, and that's why it was put on. And then there was a match or two after it, and then they got into the real show, which, let's be honest, the real show was that match, Kenny Omega, Cody and Spears.
Cody and Sean was excellent. I just feel like the wrong guy won.
That was my favorite match of the night. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't
That was my match of the night as well. I'm shocked that they went with Cody, and this is one of the things I've worried about with Cody.
It felt like he wrapped it up already. It was like he's already did it.
The feud's over.
Yeah, you thought someone's going to turn on someone and something's going to happen so they can keep this going. But I think, honestly, what might be happening is they did want to wrap it up with Cody, but maybe they'll restart it again once they get on TV. Like, I think they might have been worried about, like, you know, turning MJF and doing all that stuff on that show before television. I think they kind of want to save it for television. That's my only... And everybody saw it coming. Everybody thought MJF was going to turn. So, I mean, that's the only way I can think why they did that.
I don't know. That was unfortunate to end the feud that way. I wasn't crazy about the Young Bucks match. Sorry that the table spot was...
Wow, I thought, dude, I tell you what, normally I watch the Young Bucks and I'm like... it's always just a fucking car crash, and I'm like, great, they had a car crash again.
Yeah.
But
that's exactly what I said.
But I liked it. Like it's weird. I liked this one only because it was so insane. I'm gonna go back and watch it. But yeah, Matt Jackson got his feet tangled up on the top rope as he got thrown out the ladder at the end. He almost broke his head open.
Yeah,
and it was horrible. But
they pulled some stuff that, you know, they're speaking of people going to an early grave, the triple threat with, you know, that Janela match, those guys wrestled like they wanted to die.
Yeah, that was great
they're
too.
Definitely having shortened careers after the Cracker Barrel triple threat. But yeah, I prefer.
What'd you give the night? I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and I think I went a little bit high and gave them in like an 8 out of 10 because I was like entertained by that they did all this stuff, except for the dog who was tortured, but.
Yeah,
which is funny because
people were upset about that.
Well, what's weird is Cody and Brandy are all about these safe rooms and loud noise rooms, and they're all hyper aware of like human beings who have like sensitivities. But they thought it was okay to put the dog right behind the biggest pyro spot of the night. I believe Cody Rhodes got the biggest pyro of anybody. It was like boom, 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 and the Star Trek outfits. I loved Star Trek. It was
that
great.
was a nice callback. They said, "Oh, this, you know." The mortars weren't supposed to go off. No, you planned the pyro. Don't go back on your word and say, oh, they weren't supposed. Even if the mortars didn't go off, you still had pyro going off. You know, without the big concussion booms. You knew what you were going to do.
It's okay. They made a mistake. I said this last night. Made a mistake, and it fucking nobody. He didn't want to hurt his dog. He just they didn't know the dog was going to be that scared. Is what happened. That's all that happened. But
I gave it a 6. I love that. Jake's high. I'm high on cheese fumes, and I lost all credibility. I'm sorry. I gave it a 6.
When you add
like
the other
Double or
matches,
Nothing so much, and I enjoyed that pay-per-view more thoroughly. I felt it was a more compelling, thought out, thorough pay-per-view. And with this one, I liked the Young Bucks match on Double or Nothing more. And you know, the last 2 shows have been okay, especially for free shows. You can't really criticize much. The production got a little bit better. JR was odd. He was just, I don't know if he just got tired as time went on, but even he was like knocking some of the matches, some of the wrestling, some of the maneuvers.
Yeah,
he was just
JR
down on some people.
It sounds like he's just upset. He was sitting there like, well,
like
folks, that's certainly something I wouldn't recommend doing, but they did it. I guess they did, and that's what you'll do that. Like it was just this weird rambling on, like fucking like shitting on it. Like, yeah, he was a mess. Excalibur is still, again, I don't like him that much, but JR is like every once in a while, old JR comes out for a second, and it's like they can get these great highlights because they can cut to the moment where something big happens, and JR's like, oh, good God, he got hit right in the whatever, and you're like, wow, but then you listen to the whole thing, and then he starts to trail off and blah blah. But it's like Excalibur doesn't want to step on his feet, but yet Excalibur does sometimes have to step in, and then JR also will kind of like reiterate things. Like, so if Excalibur calls if a guy has a move, if a guy uses the crucifix as like a move, and he calls it the like suspension tackle or something like that, like Excalibur will be like, whoa, suspension tackle! Like, and then fucking JR will be like, well, so yeah, it was a great, what a crucifix by blah, or like, and it's just like he'll repeat the move again, and it's weird. It's like, call it one or the other. Like we all know that it's called, it's called originally this, but now the guy calls it that. or Excalibur's sort of telling JR that by saying that, like, oh, corkscrew tiger bomb or whatever. And, JR will be like, back where I come from, that was a fucking fold-out suplex. And it's just like they don't need to go over the move. Like, they don't stop that. Like, it's very weird. And the gamer guy is fine, whatever. It doesn't even matter who's in the third spot. But it's because your two other guys don't have chemistry. They're nice. They're good guys. I'm sure they're learning stuff from each other. But, man, it just doesn't work. I just wish that any combination of announcers were in AEW that aren't the ones that are there. I would take Booker T's Reality of Wrestling commentary team 100 times over. If anybody hasn't seen that, or MLW, but Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, I would take whoever he has working and put them in AEW. They would be phenomenal. They would do great. And, I would love to be there, but I'm not going to put myself over anymore. But they are good.
I will say I was wrong as well with the call for wanting Page to win. Once I saw Jericho with the belt, I was like, oh, yeah, they made the right choice.
Yeah, Page isn't right yet. He's not. He's like
no.
A
and that match was slow, but it was good. And it had a really, perfect exclamation point to the ending.
Yeah.
So, Jericho, he's going to be a great first champion.
Well, it's what you want to do. You got to put the belt on the guy who's a megastar. You put the belt on a heel. People can chase the heel. He can talk all this trash with the belt for a long time until somebody finally dethrones him. That will elevate the belt. That's what they were supposed to do with the women's tag belts in WWE, but they didn't do it.
They did.
It was weird. I was surprised, the main event, women's tag match. I didn't see that coming, and I was so tired by that point, I couldn't even foresee what was going on or what was happening at all. And this Bayley heel turn, I had no idea tonight. I was like, women's tag team? It's like, you literally, here's the tag team belts. Everybody give a shit. Oh my God, we give a shit. All right, the Iconics fucking are going to win these things. After fucking Sasha and Bayley have them, but then they don't do anything. And now the Iconics have them. Okay, finally, they're on a heel team, so a heel team can get them over. This is great. Good idea. Okay, they never wrestle with them. Okay, they just lose belts quickly to Alexa. Like, oh, all of a sudden, main event, tag team titles. It's like, so now you want us to care again when you don't care worth of shit. But, so it's like, here, really care about these belts. Oh, wait, we don't care about the belts. Oh, wait, we still don't care about the belts. Okay, wait, let's put the Iconics. Okay, we care again. Oh, the Iconics, you get off TV. We don't care. Oh, wait, tonight, main event, tag team women's championships. We care again. Oh, you're just supposed to care again. And it's like they did it only for the heel turn thing. That's why they did it.
That's all they did it for.
They don't fucking care about these belts, and you just...
No, and like
idiots.
you said, had it not been for that Bayley turn, they wouldn't have even had this happen in the main event, nor would we have even seen them probably wrestle tonight.
And if Braun and Seth weren't facing each other, those fucking tag belts wouldn't be on them either.
WWE's on Snapchat, and they have their Snapchat stories, and they showed a thing before on Snapchat, it's like WWE Now, where Braun shoved, he shoved Seth Rollins through the freaking locker room that they had.
Right.
They were arguing in the back. And then that never happened tonight, obviously. So, because they're like, what's next for Seth and Braun? Okay, so they must have recorded this beforehand. But, the clip I didn't see used tonight, obviously. They kind of scrapped it, or maybe they'll show it next week. But
it looked like they were arguing after Braun hit Seth by accident. So that's what they were arguing about.
This clip was he shoved him through the wall of the locker room.
No, I saw it, but it looked like they were arguing about from earlier when Braun ran into Seth by accident.
Yeah, but it didn't happen on Raw, so...
Yeah, but then they leaked the clip out or whatever. They put the clip out.
So, but this came out hours before Raw went on the air, so...
Well, they cut it, obviously, from Raw, but
yeah,
you would have
thought... it beforehand. That's what I'm saying. They messed up posting this.
You would think that they would retitle it like, what you may have missed this on Raw during a commercial break. Look what happened. Or because I'm assuming they didn't. I'm assuming they. I mean, maybe they cut it for they either cut it for time or they cut it because they didn't want to show physicality like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have Austin being the intermediary next week.
Yeah, so why would it's like I don't know. Who knows what they're thinking though with everything. I don't know what's going on. Nick Grasso.
Bayley a heel now does mean Charlotte face turn.
Bayley a heel now does that mean Charlotte face turn?
Are not a women faces, that's for sure.
Yeah, they really are, aren't they? Well, maybe they'll bring in one more woman, and then they got Becky, Charlotte. Charlotte's a heel. No, they got Becky and
Alexa and Nikki, if you really,
That's not bad, though. I'd rather have more heels anyway, I suppose. And by the way, Lacey Evans is fucking good. Shut the fuck up, everybody. Whoever fucking... Shut the fuck up with Lacey Evans can't wrestle. It's fucking retarded. Who the fuck says this? Lacey Evans can't wrestle? Who the fuck says this?
A lot of people can't stand her, and I
if you don't like her, she's annoying to you, that's one thing. Like, she can't wrestle. I think she wrestles better than Baron Corbin does. Lacey Evans is better than Baron Corbin. This fucking bitch wrestled fucking... She's a big, tall woman. She's like sort of like Charlotte light. She's not like as good as Charlotte, but she's like at the B or C levels of Charlotte. Like, she's not there at all, but she can wrestle. This is fucking... She can't wrestle. You know who can't wrestle? Was like fucking... like Maria and like all the divas back in the day. Like, they really couldn't wrestle. Lacey Evans can wrestle. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, she can wrestle. You might not like her. You might be annoyed by her. I'm entertained by her. Her fucking calling people nasties and shit is funny to me. That's fucking funny. And she looks like a real fucking athlete and a real wrestler. And she's got a gimmick that pisses people off. She's actually a fucking heel. She's like one of these actual heels in the company. Like Elias, Lacey Evans, and like a couple other people like actually have these little gimmick heel characters. Like, nobody else fucking has this going on. She's pretty good. She's okay. She goes in there and she kind of wrestles similar to like I think she's better than Nikki Bella, but she's like a little bit better than Nikki Bella. She moves like an athlete. She doesn't move like a little girl in the ring, like, ooh. Like, she doesn't move like that. She moves better than that. And she doesn't botch a whole bunch either, like Bayley has recently. So like people that are like, oh, Lacey Evans can't wrestle. You're out of your fucking mind if you think she can't wrestle. Have you seen some of the fucking women who have wrestled recently? Like, back in the day? If she can't wrestle, then what the fuck are we doing? Like, what? I liked her. I liked her in NXT a bit. I liked her when she debuted on the main roster. She had a decent match with Natalya tonight. I don't like Natalya. I don't really like Lacey Evans that much, but I don't like Natalya. They both got in there. They had a decent little match. It was an okay little match.
I wish Natalya wouldn't smile when she's trying to be serious. You notice that? She always, breaks character, and that drives me nuts more than anything.
She's got just this sort of like cocky smile thing she does. I think, you know what I mean? She does it all the time.
Even when she's not, trying to be serious, though, it's not even like she's trying to be cocky. She just breaks character.
Yeah.
She'll chuckle, she'll laugh, and that drives me nuts.
You know who can't wrestle is Nia Jax. Nia fucking Jax can't wrestle. That's who fucking can't wrestle. She injures everybody. She drops people. She can wrestle. She's all right. She's like a fucking...
Alicia Fox can't wrestle.
Even, dude... Yeah, Alicia Fox can't wrestle. Nia Jax can't wrestle. Nikki Bella can't wrestle. Half the divas back in the day couldn't wrestle.
I mean, Natalya's not anything special, but she can wrestle. Her and Lacey, the exchange they had at the beginning, going back and forth, where they did like a test of strength, grappling, they went back and forth and back and forth. That succession of chain moves was excellent. That was standout for me, not just, for the show, but of the night. That was really cool. You don't see that often in women's matches where they lock up and they that anything you can do, I can do better in succession momentum. That was really well done. And they're reversing out of each other's overpowerment and kind of going back and forth. They did a really great job with that.
Natalya's a little bit like cringy and cheesy, and like she overacts sometimes and acts weird, but sometimes she's really good, and she's a solid wrestler. She really is. She does have a good, but sometimes she botches and stuff, but she's, Natalya's good. I particularly don't like her, but that much, but I wouldn't say that she's a bad wrestler at all. I would never say that. I just don't particularly care for her. So I'm gonna be more critical of Natalya matches. But she can wrestle. I just don't particularly like the way she does it. And Lacey Evans, I like the way that Lacey Evans is the type you can punch her in the face and she'll throw herself over the top rope and stuff like that. Like, that's impressive to me for, somebody like that. She still is learning, though. There is no doubt. Lacey Evans, I don't know how long she's been wrestling. She came from, I think it's like 4 years now for Lacey Evans. I could be wrong. She went to the developmental center pretty quickly before, without wrestling a whole bunch on the indies. I don't think she wrestled much on the indies, if at all.
Not that I can recall.
But
she's improved each time, I feel.
She's getting better.
She's been consistently entertaining.
Yeah, no, I agree. She's getting better. She's kind of like the female Baron Corbin in a way, but I just think that she's more entertaining than Baron Corbin even. Baron Corbin is like full-on boring Corbin. Will probably get rolled up in a roll-up anyway, so it doesn't matter. Mercedes Martinez, Britt Baker, and Brie Priestley are not good, is what Dickens Dumont in the chat said. What do you mean? What are you talking about? In AEW, someone said that? Who the hell said that? I don't know who said that. I'm going to play some donations. If you guys want to donate, the link is in the description box down below, Twitch alerts and all that stuff, plus the Super Chat feature. Hopefully will be on for you guys if you want to donate.
Here we go. I'm about to get
Digital Championship is being held by Varsity Pussy up here.
Here we go.
What a fucking name it is.
King of the Ring matches were good. Bray Wyatt promo was fire. Bayley turn was okay. 5 out of 10.
Yeah, Michael Canini, thank you for the $5 Super Chat party. You basically nailed it, I think, right there. King of the Ring matches were good. Bray Wyatt promo was the best thing that happened tonight. That was fucking awesome. Problem is, Bray Wyatt promo was about 3 minutes long, and the Bayley turn was about 40 seconds long. So, Bayley turn for 40 seconds, Bray Wyatt promo for, let's say, 4 minutes, and now let's say we have 5 minutes of good content. And then I guess the King of the Ring matches are pretty good. So all in all,
yeah, both of those I would give credit to as well. So like 20 minutes max.
Yeah, 12. Here we go. Yeah, maybe a total of 25 minutes tonight.
Raw was dreadful. Highlights were Firefly Funhouse and Bayley heel turn 3/10.
You should use your positivity.
Ryback, what up, Ryback, you cocksucker? Raw was dreadful. Highlights were Firefly Funhouse, Bayley heel turn. Yeah, Brandon Brown, I agree with you. I thought the show had a kind of a smooth, low-key flow to it in a way. It wasn't very good still. To me, I still was annoyed by things. Like, let's start with the beginning of the show. And Brandon Brown. Brandon, thank you for the donation, man. Let's start with the beginning of the show. I was full-on cringe mode at the beginning.
Yeah.
Absolutely hated everything until AJ got on the mic a little bit. And AJ's not the best on the mic, but what AJ said was kind of funny. And then when Braun
he made good points too.
Yeah.
I can't argue when they make solid points.
No,
why
points
the hell
were
is
good.
Braun getting a match? You think that's he made him sound like a caveman, which we always do. Braun like title. Braun's stupid.
Yeah, so. Just look at the title and you get a shot at it. I guess. Yeah, just stare at the title and now you get a shot.
Almost looks like they're trying to set up a triple threat. That's how it feels. But
well, I mean, I'm just honestly, Jake, I'm done with the OC. Everything when they come out. But it was funny when Braun flipped the table into AJ. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny. Laughing.
That was
AJ
really
was
funny.
Like, he flew backwards.
Well, because that table flipped so quick into his face, taking him out.
He was ready for it yet. Yeah, he just literally knocked him back, and I was like, oh, he's dead.
To execute that live is pretty cool. With your left hand, one hand only, and flip the table. Take out AJ, go after the other guy while the other guy... Full-on Arnold Schwarzenegger-like type fucking roadhouse move or something. Like, so that was funny. Like, that was funny. Like, and I was like, as the segment went on, it got better and better. And then after that initial brawl, and they got beat down by like 6 guys, whatever it was, then it started to go downhill again.
Well, no, because then they had the tag match, and that was like, that
That's
slowed
what I mean.
everything down.
It went downhill again.
I wish they never got into the tag match, because that just really dragged on and on.
Yeah.
The outside attack though, and with Braun, accidentally hitting Seth, we saw that coming, but having, them go into the steps and, all the decimation that followed, the magic killer on Strowman looked really good. The phenomenal forearm as well, so that was good, but AJ doesn't have a match for the US title, correct? Still?
Yeah, which by the way, they got to stop with the I know that this is I'll just take 2 seconds on this so you can make your point, but They got to stop with champions being like, I want an opponent, I want an opponent. Because one minute they're like, I want an opponent. The next minute it's like, I don't want an opponent. I don't need an opponent. I'll keep this belt.
Yeah.
So it's like,
someone should be challenging for the title, not the other way around.
Yeah, not
unless you're doing an open challenge like Cena was, or that was a different type of.
When you actually get into a little bit of a beef with somebody and then the belt's there, fine. But like to be like, I don't have a thing, or like you said, an open challenge is fine. But to be like, when the champion says, no, who's going to challenge me for my belt? I don't have a match. To me, that weakens the belt. Every time someone says that, like, it's a day away and I don't even have an opponent. Yeah, that's stupid. Like,
yeah, it makes you seem like no one wants the belt. So what the hell's the point?
Exactly. So that is retarded. Vince McMahon, what the fuck? Anyway, go ahead with your point. I'm sorry.
No, that is the point.
Oh.
So out of everything we got there, the table flip and the magic killer is all I cared about.
Yeah.
And just because they did it on Braun and him flipping the table wasn't supposed to be funny, but I laughed my ass off at that point. Besides that, there was nothing worthwhile about the opening segment because it doesn't do anything yet. It doesn't get us anywhere. All it leads to is Stone Cold being used to get Seth over next week, which I am happy Braun did mention that. He's like, oh, you're going to bring Stone Cold in? And, I'm not going to take any crap from him. But it leads to, Rude and Ziggler taking on, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder.
You know what Braun should have said?
What's that?
Hey, Seth, why don't you bend over so I can pull Stone Cold Steve Austin out of your ass?
Like, that would have been great. Because he could have been like, Seth, I've been on social media the last 2 weeks, and I've been listening to everything you do. Seth, why don't you turn around and bend over so I can pull Steve Austin out of your ass? Like, that's fucking something you should have said. Because it's so pathetic at this point that Braun doesn't mention that, man. Like, maybe next week he will mention it. I don't know. But God damn it, pull him out of his ass. Let me take a phone call real quick, too. We haven't taken one call yet tonight. I'm sorry. The phone lines are ringing. And we take it from an unknown caller. 314, I hung up on you. Sorry about that. Unknown caller, hello.
Hey, Joe Cronin, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great!
Hey, I want your opinion on this idea that I have about Survivor Series.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Here's what I was thinking. Instead of the whole traditional, 5-on-5 or 6-on-6 thing where the teammates betray each other, why won't they, have that spot be for, the baddest factions in the company? Like, you have one faction on Raw, and you have the other one on SmackDown, and let them be the team, because factions usually they usually trust each other. So what do you think about that? Instead of just a random team, you just have the factions take care of that.
Well, obviously, when I was a kid, a very young kid, I'm talking in the 90s, late 80s, when they would have the survivors of all the 4-on-4 matches tag up at the end in some kind of elimination, that was fun to me. You know what I mean? I like that. I don't like any of this new stuff. It's all pointless almost. And I don't like anything they do with Survivor Series now. But yeah, I mean, it would make sense to me if these different stables or whatever wrestled each other. That would be okay. What do the survivors get? What do they ever get? Nothing. So I don't really care that much about Survivor Series. You could do a tournament in Survivor Series, I guess, and you could have. I suppose you could give everybody an even and odd number. Every person in the Survivor Series has an even and odd number, and at the end of the night, all the evens go to one corner and all the odds go to the other corner, and the sole survivors all win $25,000. Something like that.
Has this been done before, or are you making this up?
Well, what I'm saying is, in the past, back in the day, there would be 8 matches or 5 matches of 4-on-4, one team versus another team. They would all have a grudge and something, and they would say, my team's going to beat your team, and at the end of the night, they would bring back all the people from the matches who survived, and they would put them on teams, and then they would wrestle at the end of the night. I like the idea of it, but back in the day, what they did was they put all the good guys with the good guys and the bad guys with the bad guys. But that's just stupid. So what I'm saying is give everybody a number. Every single person who's in the Survivor Series, 4-on-4. 4-on-4 Survivor Series matches, and everybody gets a number. So the first 4 guys on a team get 1, 2, 3, 4. The next team gets 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it keeps counting up like that. And then at the end of the night, all the evens and odds team up. So now it could be unbalanced. You could have 6 evens and 4 odds or whatever. But whatever. They get on each side of the ring, and whoever fucking remains at the end of the night, their team, and if they're still not eliminated, or their team in general, they get like fucking something. I don't know. And that would be fun, because it would be like, oh, that's cool. Or they get
hand jobs.
They get hand jobs. They get to bang Alexa Bliss. They get one night with Alexa Bliss on a boat. But like other than that, what the hell's the point in Survivor Series? Like, I mean, like, I don't care. I don't care. Raw versus SmackDown. Who's gonna win? I don't care. And by the way, WWE has a giant announcement coming up, Jake. And we all think that it's time to shake it up, or like whatever the fuck. Who cares?
Gonna get another lottery night.
So was my idea at least good?
What idea? Your idea? Your idea?
Yeah, so was it at least good?
Yeah, I mean,
the factions fight each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think so, because like we just said, I mean, back in the day, it would be like, groups would wrestle each other, and that would already be predetermined, and then they would have to be like, we're better than you. So that's basically the same thing, but yeah, put factions against each other. The OC should be in a Survivor Series match against the New Day or something like that. Yeah, but it's like, it's so hard to do that because everybody has all these other championships. Like Kofi's the WWE champion, and now he's in like a Survivor Series match, and maybe.
What do you think is?
Well, maybe if Kofi's team loses, like then somebody on the other team gets a shot at the belt. I don't know, just make shit count. Or at least have a lot of fun with it. And it seems like neither thing happens. Either it doesn't make something count, or make sure it's really fun. And I don't ever see neither of those things happen in Survivor Series to me anymore.
Well, what do you think is the best Survivor Series of all time?
Oh man, I mean, I like the ones the ones from back in the day. I don't like modern Survivor Series was probably stuff that had nothing to do with Survivor Series. Probably matches. It was matches that happened that weren't Survivor Series matches. Like, Shane McMahon had a match with whoever the fuck that night. That person. I barely remember Survivor Series matches.
The traditional matches don't always stand out. So
yeah, I can't.
They did more back in the day when it first started.
And then they did do a tournament one year where they like abandoned the Survivor Series 4-on-4, and they kind of did what I was kind of getting at. And that was Deadly Games, right? That was the goddamn belt was on the line.
Yeah, that's a highlight, but
right? Wasn't the belt on the line? That was one where Shane gave the finger to Steve Austin, and then was it Mankind that won?
The Rock turned heel that night.
The Rock turned heel. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. They put it on the Rock that night.
Yeah. He went. That's when he became the corporate champ.
Yep. That was kind of cool. I mean, at the time I was pissed, but it made sense. That was cool. That's actually one that does stand out because it was so weird and different. And they really sort of abandoned the whole traditional 4-on-4 Survivor Series thing kind of there with that
5-on-5.
Yeah, but I remember way back in the day. I got to go back and watch it, but I forget now. Jake, did you ever see the old ones where what was it at the end of the night? It was like Hulk Hogan, the Texas Tornado, and Ultimate Warrior with the sole survivors. And they were taking on like Ted DiBiase, Rick the Model Martel, and maybe Dino Bravo and a couple other guys. And I loved that that showdown at the end as a kid, at least. I really liked that one. Oh, yeah,
because it was so hyped up at that point.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
I've been watching, I mean, as a kid, that was nothing better, but I've seen them all. My memory sucks. I have to, like, if it's not something I watched recently, I have to go back and refresh everything, but
I just
rented a favorite offhand. I don't know. I'd really have to.
I must have rented that from the video store like 900 times, though. You know what I mean? It's like I'm very familiar kind of with that. I'm more familiar with that than I am of anything from like, 97 to like, or maybe 2000 and on. Anything from 2000 on Survivor Series, I don't fucking remember what happened.
In one ear, out the other.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen it so many times as a kid, like you said, it burned in.
By the way, Montreal Screwjob wasn't allowed to order the pay-per-view that night.
Yeah, I didn't see that live. So.
I can't believe it. I didn't see the Montreal Screwjob live. So I was on my computer reading the updates on the internet, like refreshing the fucking screens, waiting, like, what's happening? And like some people would send audio. You could actually get audio clips that were like 8 seconds long, and they were like all like jittered, like in his shit.
Garbled. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was all like the tingy fucking sound of dial-up digital. And I was like, and they'd put it in the column on the wrestling website. Yeah, you guys missed 97, don't you?
I used to listen to the pay-per-views, like I said, for the ones I couldn't rent, because
the guerrilla radio,
for whatever reason, this channel, like you couldn't see anything; it'd be all static, and it would be scrambled. But the audio would come in very faintly, but it would come in crystal clear.
Oh.
So you have to put the volume to max to barely hear it, but the audio would come in clear. You'd put on whatever channel that pay-per-view was on, and you could hear it, but you couldn't see it. So I would listen to the pay-per-views that way when I couldn't afford to rent them.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was pissed. I did, my buddy gave me the tape a couple days later at school, and I did see it like a couple days later, but I saw, because I saw the stills on Raw, and I was like, whoa, like, what the hell? What the fuck? Like, I was like, what is going on? Like, and they had the still of Bret Hart doing the WCW thing and the spit, and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't order this pay-per-view of all the shit I don't order.
Yeah, of everything that you pay to see, the one time you don't,
I was unaware of the whole Bret Hart leaving. I saw those rumors a little bit, but I wasn't into rumors that much.
I was not convinced that he was gone. Like, I was like, oh, he'll be back. Like, when people go into WCW, I was young at the time too, but I was like, oh, no, he'll be back. He's not leaving.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was a gimmick or something.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think that it was, a real thing. And then
all the kids at school though were like, yeah, Bret Hart's gone. He's in the WCW. And I'm like, what? Dillard Dweller just subscribed. What up, Dillard? I appreciate that, man. Welcome to the Joe Cronin Show. We're doing this all the time. Make sure you subscribe. We love you.
Becky was on Stone Cold's show tonight, the one that he has after Raw.
Oh, I have the tape. I can hold the tape up and show you guys literally.
The VHS?
I kept it.
She stunned Austin at the end of the show, and it just brings a smile to my face. They're both drinking beers, and she stuns them.
I can't wait to watch that.
How much is the channel package that includes TNT on Comcast? Apparently I don't have it. Fuck. And fuck Drew. Love Jake though, you sweet loaf you.
Oh God, fuck Drew, Jesus. The Goon.
Love you too, Goon.
Thanks, Goon.
I think it's the next package up. That's if you have like the base tier one, it's whatever.
$30?
It's the very next package. So.
Well, yeah, it's always the next one. It's probably 15 or 30, probably $30, dude.
I think it's $30 to go into the next tier.
That sucks.
Heel Bayley in booty shorts. OMG, I am coming on ya, sweat droplets.
Hey, Mike Litteris, thanks for the $2. I mean, Bayley wasn't going anywhere. I thought she was going to be over with everyone, and she kind of like a little bit was, but what happened?
Wow, oh wow. Wow, oh wow. Wow, oh wow. Wow, oh wow.
Wow! Mike Litteris, thank you. Mike.
There will be a triple threat next week.
This is what it's like.
Here comes, it's Cody Rhodes again.
What the hell am I staring at? What the fuck? Oh, Vince McMahon, you're killing me. Vince McMahon, this wrestling give me a disease. Oh, yeah. Monday Night Raw sucks. Oh, SmackDown Live also sucks. And if they call someone up from NXT, I know they're gonna get really bad quickly. Oh. I wanna die, wrestling die. I wanna die every Monday night.
Yeah.
Man, even watching Raw tipsy, still bad. Drink the 6-pack and Raw still wasn't good. Ricochet and Joe non-ending was completely unnecessary. Pray to be Universal Champ strike while the iron is hot.
I'm assuming they got some reason for doing it, I would think, but I don't know what it is. Bison, thank you for the $15, man. That is the largest donation of the stream, and without that type of shit...
News.
Bison News. What kind of bison news is there out there?
Tons.
Yeah?
A herd moved to the west.
A herd moved into an old lady's house where they fornicated with her this afternoon. Bison, thank you, man. Might take home that digital championship tonight, which everybody seeks it. It is highly sought after. The JCS digital championship for August or September 3rd.
Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh!
Jay Paulo's coming on now. What's up, Paulo?
Was Bully's heel turn good? Was Ram good? I was dealing with second shift torture.
Jay Paulo, sorry about that, man. It was pretty good. It was really quick, though. It was at the end of the show. It was about to go off the air. So they kind of were going off the air as she turned heel a little bit. Crowd pop. Dude, I got to go back and watch it. What does he mean by Ram? Am I missing that?
I think he meant Raw, but changed it.
Oh, yeah. And I hope everybody in Florida, man, obviously I've seen all your messages. I'm sorry, guys. You poor bastards. That fucking thing just won't move. It's just sitting on you in Florida. And the Bahamas. The Bahamas is the real fuck. I mean, like, I don't even know, man. What I'm watching these videos, I want to jump off a fucking cliff. It's awful.
It's insane to see.
Easy there, Marco Meltzer. Whoa, get stars tonight.
Oh, man, there's so much bad stuff, but I can't hate on Lacey. Who was that said that? Oh, the Goon. Thanks, Goon.
Party.
Cody says SJW, mount up, even my service dog is fake.
John Montgomery. Thank you, John.
Yeah, because he came out and obviously, and I was like, oh, they're not going to have pyro now. That stinks. Because, nope, there's the pyro.
I love his entrance, man. When I went back and watched and saw the dog like sitting in the tunnel, I couldn't help but I was laughing. Unfortunately, I was so mean, but I was laughing because I was like, that fucking dog. Because the sound is banging out here, and you're in a tunnel going, and then the dog is in the tunnel or at the end of the tunnel, so all the noise is blasting through into the tunnel. So the dog must have just been like, "Fucking what the fuck?" What? Like, and the dog was looking back like, "Is it gonna blow up again? Is it gonna be blow up? Things gonna blow up again?" It was just, and they didn't know what to do, like take it back or like, and so they're all just encouraging it on.
Somebody suck him off.
Oh yeah, this is my donation right here.
Somebody suck him off.
Suck me off.
Somebody suck him off. Somebody suck him off.
Please suck me off.
Do you fuckers even know how hard it is to get elder shit smell off of your hand? I was forearm deep up in Vince's ass tonight.
Ugh.
Hope you guys enjoyed the 3 minutes of Anus Funhouse.
Ugh.
Big shout out to Shawn Michaels for blasting Vince's ass out for me.
Oh God, Vince's anus hand. Vince's anus hand, Jake. This is you. You're donating as this, right? This is fucking you with your sick shit. This is you doing this.
Anally obsessed.
You are sick. This is like that time you sent Steven Larson a dick in the mail.
They deserved it.
Yeah, well, they don't talk to me anymore because you did that.
Well,
they were like, "Oh, there's Joe
Cronin."
Cronin.
Make a peace offering.
I'm like, dude, I don't send dicks in the mail. Like that was Jake. Fucking Steve, he definitely won't talk to me at all.
Well, I took his signals wrong too. I mean, I thought that's what he wanted.
Yeah, but you think the next thing to do is all just send the dick like in the mail? Like
it came with photos. I signed them and everything. I figured he'd be flattered.
The fuck, man. He unfollowed me because of this, and then he followed me again. But I think that's a spy on me. 803, hello.
Your biggest fan in more than one way.
Hey, I think Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Is actually I think it'd be a good runner-up for a King of the Ring winner. I don't get why a lot of people say Baron Corbin shouldn't be the King of the Ring winner because I think he would actually make a good.
Wait, do you want him to be a runner? Do you want him to be a runner-up, or do you want him to be the King of the Ring?
I want him to be the King of the Ring because I think he will be a great heel. A lot of people will hate it. I mean, most of the King of the Rings, nobody really liked them at first, and then next thing you know, they're becoming champions.
Yeah, it's typically a heel thing. It really is. Even, Stone Cold was supposed to be a heel thing, and he turned face, but, yeah, I mean, on all the face ones are less, like, Bret Hart won, and it's like, okay, whatever, but the memorable ones are more of the heel guys, so... Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, and but we think he's probably going to win. Aside from Ricochet, it's either him or Ricochet, and yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. If they're gonna start calling Ricochet King Ricochet because they want to go back to the King gimmick and the Prince and the King, or if
it's not gonna be Elias, it's not gonna be Andrade, it's not gonna be Shorty G. You know, it's
100%.
So SmackDown side, I can't envision any of them having a chance. Sadly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either Baron Corbin or Ricochet, like you said. I'm 100 with you on that.
And you're right about this, too. Think about how mad people are going to be when this motherfucker sits in the fucking chair every week, and you're like, are you kidding me? And then that night, to actually sit in it again, and he is the king, like, people are going to be pissed. But also, people are going to be really mad and not want Baron Corbin to win. So whoever he's facing is going to really get over and get a cheer, because they're going to be so determined, like, I don't want to see this idiot sit in that chair again. That's why he's sitting in the chair so much.
Could you imagine Samoa Joe actually winning that and getting that rub off from the Baron Corbin?
Yeah, that would be funny. It'd be one of those things, though, where I'd be like, why didn't Samoa Joe just win before, and he didn't need the King of the Ring? But now all the stuff they do with Corbin, now they throw him aside, and now they give Samoa Joe something. It's always like they're a step behind with everybody.
Yeah, Samoa Joe, just remember, TNA and all those other promotions that Samoa Joe was dominating in,
right?
And now he's in WWE, and he's getting tossed aside just like he ain't nothing.
Yeah, it's like his promos are great, his menacing stuff is pretty good too, but then when it comes down to the match, it's like he loses the matches every time, like almost. It's like, what is this? Like, why doesn't this guy appear to be dominant? Why doesn't he have 2 belts across his shoulder and be like, come get some, I'm Samoa Joe, I'm going to choke you out? Like, why isn't he like that? And then you could have a guy like AJ step out there, and they could have a set of matches. And, you know, it's just, I don't understand why they don't build a heel that way. I don't get it.
But they want to put a baby face and a big guy like Braun Strowman, who was a heel, and matches in the team.
Yeah, and Strowman's an idiot,
where
too.
Are you going to go with him?
Well, and then you got Strowman, who isn't as good on the mic as Samoa Joe, has also been a moron, and it's like, you know, like, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Seth. I'm going to make sure I rearrange your face. And it's like, him on the mic, he sounds like a kid in high school or something, like the loser, though. And you got Samoa Joe, and it's everything is backwards. I don't get it. It's got to be his size. It's got to be his size. Where McMahon is like, yeah, we'll make him kind of a dick, and he's good on the mic and everything, but yeah, he's not Braun though. So we can't let him win too much.
It really hurt his character after that WrestleMania when he was getting built up as having a tag team partner, and then they put a little kid there named Nicholas. I like the kid, but still, that's ridiculous from a superstar from the WWE on the biggest stage of them all.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if that wasn't for the tag belts, if that had just been a match like out of nowhere, and then Braun didn't have a partner, and he got a kid to tag with him, and that was fun. But yeah, winning the belts, it kind of went. I mean, dude, he obviously. How many? We could probably make. I probably should make a top 10 times Vince McMahon disrespected the tag team championships. I'm gonna make that video because this is garbage. But you know what was not garbage was your phone call. Thanks for the call, man. Great call. Anything else you wanted to say?
All right.
Great call, bud. Jermaine Smith in the chat says Braun Strowman reminds me of the ugly dude in high school who always asked girls, "Where's my hug?" You know,
where's my hug? Come here, Barbie. Where's my hug? Yeah, well, anyway, we're going up to the lake this weekend, I guess. Don't look at me like that. Like, what the fuck? But Samoa Joe would be like, you want some of Samoa Joe? Because I will choke you out because I don't care about your life. You know, like, it's like, wow, should I believe that guy? But it's like Braun Strowman is like, let me tell you.
Get these hands.
Come get these hams.
They're covered in sticky, buttery goodness, you know, and you're just sitting there feeding his face.
You're a poo-poo face. Like, that's what he sounds like to me. Like that's what Braun Strowman reminds me of. It's like, you're a poo-poo face.
TSS2 said, had it right. Samoa Joe should have been booked like ECW Taz, where he choked everybody out, and he was this unstoppable 5'1" force of awesomeness. Just this tiny guy. He was the bagel boss back in the day. Fucked everybody up, and no one wanted to mess with it. It was just he was such a badass.
It is
Samoa
referee
Joe even
son.
had the towel thing going on for the longest time, like Taz. He should have just been booked that way, just unstoppable.
But you know what, dude? They did this to Taz.
Yeah,
they did this to
ruined
fucking Taz.
Taz came in white hot, choked out Kurt Angle at the Rumble. What was that, 2001?
Mm-hmm.
And Kurt Angle was undefeated at that point in time, and huge ovation from the crowd. And I guess Vince wasn't thrilled because he got such a huge ovation. That was one of the stories I had heard, and I believe it too, because he wasn't a homegrown talent.
Yeah.
And from there on, you saw him get screwed over. He became just a whooping boy. It was ridiculous. They let him get his ass beat by everybody, and then he got shit on by Austin. And
oh god, dude, it's
the invasion stuff.
It reminds me of exactly the same thing almost, and it's like, dude, look at if you let Samoa Joe unleash, it's like you'll get the Wendy, like you'll get that type of shit. Like people were saying that. Let this guy fucking speak and then do things. Come on. But
it was 2000.
I gotta shout out these new patrons. Drew Bar upped his pledge from 5 to 25. A lot of people are going to the producer level, $25 on Patreon. You guys are keeping my show on the air, so thank you, Drew Bar. John as well, John S. I don't know if he wants his name said, so he went from 10 to 25. Thank you, John. And another John. It's like the Johns are on board. Went from $5 to $10 in the VIP spot. Thank you very much. You guys will have just about everything you can get on Patreon. Please hit me up if there's anything you're not getting or you're questioning. Whatever. Please message me, harass me, let me know if you're not happy with something. Should be a lot of content coming this week to the Patreon. Honestly, podcast with me and Tommy. My podcast with my wife. We did the Corrupted podcast the other night. It's like 3 hours long. It's fucking great. Bayley just messaged me telling me he loves it. I haven't heard it back yet myself. I do listen to my own stuff back to see what we could have maybe done better and what worked and what didn't work. I'm always constantly worried about like what's going on with shit. And if I like it, then I go, okay, cool. People must have liked it. I kind of liked it, so it must be all right. But there's, it's pretty damn good. Go listen to it. And Morning Madness as well is going to be back tomorrow and throughout the week. So Morning Madness back also. There's going to be just fucking tons, hopefully, of podcast shit for you guys to listen to all week long on my Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Yesterday, people were charged on their Patreons, so we did, as always, at the beginning of the month, we lose patrons. It went from 380 to 338, which is about what we usually do, and usually by the end of the month, we get back to 380. So hopefully this month we can get to 400. I'm really trying to hit that 400 mark. So if you haven't become a patron before, even $1 a month, you get a bunch of shit. We're at 338 patrons. I think we can get to 400. And God, it would be nice to get over 400, but we'll see what happens. It's up to you guys. Come on over there. There's a bunch of content available. I don't have commercials on here for anything right now, so the only commercial I have is to plug my own Patreon, which keeps me on the air and puts diapers on my kids and puts cocaine in my esophagus, motherfucker. I'm just kidding. I don't smoke anything like that. Don't do drugs. Drugs suck, and everybody else sucks. Okay,
Yeah,
what do we?
If you're smoking cocaine, you're in the wrong.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude. If I don't even know what would happen if I did drugs like that. I'm already a psycho. Like even when we started tonight, Jake, the first 20 minutes, I was still kind of sleepy. But this coffee has done enough to get me fucking going. This coffee woke me up. Yeah, I got Picard on my shirt, big penis. I'm so hyped for the Star Trek Picard. Are you ready, Star Trek fans? Anyway, sorry, it could be shit though. It could be a big SJW piece of shit. But what else do we miss?
Not.
Please don't be bad.
We didn't talk about Sasha at all. Becky comes out.
Oh, the promo's great. Yes,
Becky cut a really good promo. I'm gonna be called a Sasha hater here. I didn't like what she said.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
No, see, better than last time. Becky did better.
Becky did great. I liked what Becky said. She was spot on. I didn't like what Sasha said.
Sasha sounded like she was remembering a script, and she was like, "Well, I'll tell you, Becky. This is what's gonna happen."
And what they made her say made zero sense. Oh, you were nothing until Nia Jax broke your face. How does that make any sense?
Well, no, I mean that made sense to me. It was just her delivery of it.
Maybe it didn't click in my head. Someone can explain it.
Wow,
but
you lost a fight and got punched in the face, And then suddenly everybody cared about you, and you had
but they cared about her
shot
before.
of the
She
blood.
was already going to face Ronda. She was already the man at that point.
But Sasha's a heel, so she's dismissing that, like that she's doing that.
All right,
she's
but
a heel. You think a heel isn't supposed to make sense exactly? She does make sense.
You figure she's trying to snap back against some pretty nasty, scathing words that Becky said. And the only thing she has to come and clap back on is dismissing and basically lying. I don't know. It looked really weak. If that's the best you can come out with, because Becky had a lot of good shit to bring up.
Well, she also Becky did. I mean, unfortunately, dude, if this was a battle,
ran down a shit ton of shit about Sasha.
If this was a rap battle, Becky won. If this was a fucking a debate, Becky won. But
that's the sad part. The heel should be coming out on top here. Heel should always be dominating on the mic.
Well, the thing about it too is her delivery. Sasha's delivery was also kind of a bit like it sounded a bit scripted, and and listen, I love Sasha. That's my girl. I want her to be I have a Sasha Banks T-shirt. I don't have a Becky Lynch.
She looked fine as hell tonight too. Got to say that.
Yeah, and I feel bad. I feel like Becky was an 8 out of 10 or something like that on the mic. It was maybe 7.5, 8 out of 10 on the mic. Sasha was about a 6, I thought, and Becky had better stuff to say.
She said she only does it for the money. That was her line there. I'm not going to give it to these people. I won't do anything for free. Okay, so she only does, and then she said that Becky didn't matter until Nia Jax broke her face. So both things are kind of shit angles for her to go off of. The thing is that we've seen her be a scathing, ruthless bitch on NXT. We've seen it. It's happened. That's why we liked her to begin with. That's why she was so goddamn just over with the crowd and revered. She was infamous as much as she was famous, because there was people that hated her and there was people that loved to hate her.
She should have said,
what happened? I don't understand what happened. Did she just lose her passion? Did she forget how to act? Because backstage, I don't remember which of the robots backstage was trying to get an interview with her, but she overacted, and it was overacting so much that it looked ridiculous. Sasha's in the back there, and first she does this stupid little retort, and then she snaps and does the Nia Jax screaming at the interviewer.
Well, I like that part. I was like, oh, that was more better than the promo. I thought. I was like, wow,
really?
She actually believed it.
I thought that was worse than the promo to me, honestly.
Well, I was kind of like, good thing she did that, because that promo was bad. At least she showed some light there.
It was Sarah that was interviewing her backstage. Yeah, she's like, I see what you're trying to do here. And she's like, get the hell out of my face. And she's screaming at her. I felt like that was so overacted and overdramatic.
I don't know, man. I feel like, if you can't pick one of those things to be okay, then I don't know what the fuck. I mean, like, because, like, her promo was robotic.
Damn near perfect on NXT. And I just don't know where that energy and
it's memorizing. No, there's not. She has a script. She can't remember the script. I mean, or she's struggling to think of the script while trying to talk. That's what's going on. That's why I thought the backstage thing was better, because that wasn't much to memorize. You're just going to go, get the hell out of my face!
So Becky wasn't as equally scripted out there? I don't know if it's just...
I didn't say that. I just Becky's better. Becky's better at reading a script, or remembering the script then, I guess. I don't know.
I guess, but that's a sad fucking thing to admit, because Sasha was miles ahead of Becky on the mic and just all around.
Yeah.
She really was. She was it. When I think to the
but
NXT
she didn't
Women's
have
division, Sasha's on the top to me.
Sasha doesn't have a model to follow. Sasha was like, I'm the boss and come and get some. Like, Becky is following the Conor McGregor type of deal. Like I'm the man, no filter, I'll kick your fucking face in type of thing. Sasha doesn't have that identity. Sasha doesn't really have an identity other than, she appears to be kind of like conniving and a bitch, and she's the boss, I guess. And so she isn't able to hone in onto something to really kind of let that out. I think she'll be better now that she's a heel, obviously, but Becky has a much more clearer character and stuff, and she has a way to react now. She knows how to react.
That's a great point, and hopefully she can find that, because I know she could be miles better than we're getting now.
Yeah, Sasha has the whole like Mean Girls thing. That's where that's the boss and the mean girl, and she's sort of glamorous and she's
yeah,
very
because her facial
snobby.
expressions even used to be more personified, and it just, I don't know, that backstage thing. I as soon as it was over, I was like, God, I'll get shit for it, but that was so overacted to me. I couldn't just see why she. I don't know. It's the same thing I said with Nia Jax. That screaming.
I thought Nia was way worse. This was completely different.
Oh, Nia was worse, no doubt. But
yeah, I mean, like,
shit bomb.
I at least gave her credit for that.
Bayley
a little bit.
taking 15 seconds to decide to turn heel made it too obvious.
Right.
Glad she did, but they should have had her grab the chair, turn for a split second, then lay into Bicky. They should have given it some shock value.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to get on him for that. I thought that myself, Brian Blackburn. And Brian, thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum. I kind of thought that myself too. But at the same time, if she just came in and bashed her.
Because she said, Joe, at the end of the night, we'll see who's standing in whose shadow.
Huh.
Okay. First of all, fuck Drew. Second, what the fuck are you and Jake smoking? Lacey Evans can wrestle? Ha. Yeah, sure. And Alexa Bliss has 5-star matches. If those bimbos looked like Dana Brooke, you Max would shit all over them.
Dude, no. No, I wouldn't. Dana Brooke is not as good as Lacey Evans.
No, but he's saying if either Lacey or Alexa looked like Dana Brooke, he wouldn't give a shit about them. It has nothing to do with looks.
Joe Raw wasn't AIDS, but it wasn't great either.
It's not looks.
Got my Mary Jane pack and my munchies for this Hurricane Dorian, who's gonna bury the East Coast like Vince is gonna bury NXT and the XFL.
Right.
6/10. I'll stay in touch and remember to smoke weed, petrol pump, fire, falling leaf, electric plug, radioactive, trident, cyclone, ocean wave.
Ocean wave, baby. Thank you so much for the donation, man. And hunker down there in Moss Blaze. Love you, man. Sorry about this hurricane, everybody in Florida. It's just awful. Mike Litteris, and thank you, but I just disagree, man. Lacey Evans can... I don't know what to tell you, man. She can't wrestle.
I've liked Lacey from the get-go. I've even said it like, hey... when she was just walking in the ring, I'm like, all right, I saw some matches with her like on Main Event and whatnot, and she was entertaining, and I've liked her since then. So I'm not trying to be different. This is how I felt to begin with. I've said it from the get-go.
Explain to me how she can't wrestle. I want to know how.
It.
I mean, I wrestled for years. I want you to explain to me what it is that she does that makes her not be able to wrestle. Like, I can tell you why Nikki Bella can't wrestle, because Nikki Bella is so tiny that when she executes moves, I almost don't believe them. She's off time. I can see it in the matches where she's off time and she lands wrong and is awkward. She botches and gets people almost injured, almost injures herself. Nia Jax countless times drops people, missed times, doesn't have the strength to do certain things. She does know how to wrestle, but she's not very good at it. And I can give you all these examples of Nia Jax. Lacey Evans executes aerial moves off the top rope, basic grappling wrestling moves, looks like a wrestler, has the charisma of a wrestler, is getting over a heel gimmick where she calls people nasties, and has this great gimmick going on. She performs headlocks, DDTs, suplexes, and I've not seen her really botch like any of those other people. So, like, I don't fucking understand the Nia Jax. You know who, Lacey Evans. I like Lacey Evans at this point better than Naomi. Can Naomi not wrestle? Maybe she can't.
I never thought she was anything great.
I actually like the rear view. I like Naomi's rear view. Leah, my wife, always craps on it. She's like, "What a stupid move! I hate that." And I'm like, "But sometimes she jumps up, her ass in their face, and they fucking crash into her, and it kind of looks pretty cool. I don't mind that. But it's all the stuff in between that I don't like from Naomi. I like the rear view, and I like a couple things she does, and I like her look. She has the glow gimmick. I like that. I love that. But when it comes down to the in-the-ring wrestling, Naomi doesn't do much for me. It always feels like she's performing these moves. But Lacey Evans feels like she's wrestling in the ring. Not the best, not the greatest thing, but she kind of...
I like her character, too.
She's like the narcissist Lex Luger as a female. Like, I don't know, man. Like, of all the people to pick, like, what the fuck? I don't know. I just don't understand that.
I wish, Ember Moon could get a little bit better on the mic, because she could be the total package. She's really good in the ring.
If you go back to 3 years ago, one of the things I said was...
With Athena? Yeah.
No, when she was in NXT as Ember Moon.
Oh.
I said, one of the things I'm worried about is her mic skills. She's really weird on the mic.
Yeah.
Ember Moon. And that's too bad, because
it hasn't
so
improved,
weird.
Sadly. Yeah.
It hasn't improved at all, because they didn't... She was just so weird, like... I'm going to be the one to do the blah, blah, and she, like, talks weird, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and she has that head swirl. And
she just does this weird fucking... Like, it's just fucking... What is she doing? So, yeah, there's problems with everybody, man. It's like, dude, when these people came... By the way, Lacey Evans kind of reminds me of Alundra Blaze a little bit, too. But when you... Back in the day, these wrestlers were so in command of what they were doing. They came up and they were like, yo, this is me, here I am. I've got charisma, and I'm going to step in the ring. And it's like these wrestlers now, like, I'm going to do to her what couldn't be been done. Like, and you're like, what the fuck am I watching? Like it's just, people are so bad with so many different things, man. It's really fucking bizarre. Raw was not that good tonight. I'm probably at like a 4 or 5 out of, I don't know, 4 out of 5 out of 10, maybe. That's where I'm zooming around. We'll come to that conclusion in a few minutes. I'll also take some more calls in a minute as well.
Super Chat Party.
JD and Rycat,
Sorry. Spaz Phoenix, thank you, man. I don't think Lacey's the greatest thing on the roster. I just think that, if Charlotte is like a 9 out of 10, like when she wrestles big matches, when she has a good match, she's like really good. Maybe like an 8.5 out of 10 for Charlotte. Lacey Evans, when she's at her best, probably hit a 7. And some of her matches have been 5s and 6s, but she's better than quite a few other people that have been out there, and quite a few other people that are there. So,
yeah.
I just don't think she's can't wrestle. That's kind of like harsh. That's kind of like can't wrestle.
I just don't see that being a valid point.
Dana Brooke is not very good at wrestling. Lacey Evans is okay.
Yeah.
Kalel!
Smoke weed every day.
Bama!
Well, Joe, Cole said it best tonight. I don't care who you are. 5 guys is just too much. I about died laughing my ass off. I sure wish the OC was booked right. 5 out of 10 tonight.
That's a
Gallo
good point,
Bama, thanks, man. Look at Elon Musk pretend to take a hit of weed.
And all the controversy that it caused.
It caused a lot of controversy. He didn't even inhale. They didn't even fucking take it in. He didn't even smoke it.
I did not inhale.
I was at the arena. A lot of it stopped off. My match of the night was Corbin versus Alexander. The dark match was Seth versus Baron. Crowd was into Corbin, Alexander, and Bayley's heel turn.
Yeah, High King 5, thank you for the 316, man. I'm glad you had a good time. And yeah, some of the arena was tarped off. We were getting pictures. And yeah, I mean, you guys were pretty hyped. You guys were pretty loud, man, for that place and for what we expected. That was a good crowd. You did a good... Yeah. WWE should be happy...
Oh, shit.
Yes! What if the turkeys ate us? Yes! What if they filleted us? What
Sound
if they killed us and ate our children? What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us? If the turkeys ate us, if they had to hate us. Well, Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us apart. But first they'd eat our nuts, and then they'd eat our butts. the turkeys ate us? What if the turkeys ate us? The Soundwave 92. The turkeys ate us. What if they ate our fucking nuts? What if the turkeys ate us instead of mashed potatoes? Bitches be real. Instead the turkeys ate us.
All I gotta say is whoever thought Sasha's promo was even okay deserves a pedigree on the concrete. I am not even kidding, that shit was straight up weak. Tonight it wasn't really clicking for me, but I wish they didn't rush that ending though. 5/10.
The Soundwave 92. Thank you for the $29 Turkeys Ate Us donation. And with that, my goal was reached, man. Thank you guys very, very much in the chat, man. Big time for hitting that goal for me. Wow. And we probably hit it before. The super chats don't count. Soundwave, thanks, bro. Yeah, dude, I mean, the best thing of the night, number one, Firefly Funhouse, no doubt. And Soundwave 92 looks like he's going to take home that digital championship tonight with the that big-time $29 Turkeys Ate Us donation. All the donation amounts are listed below. Some people were asking earlier. You have to expand the description box and go down all the way to the bottom, and there's like fucking, I have like 70 donations. I mean, there's a lot of different ones. Because over the years, people have wanted more and different ones and things like that. And I mean, I've been doing them for 5 years now, I think, so, you know, there's a whole bunch of them. But yeah, it looks like Soundwave might take that belt home tonight. Jake, what was your favorite thing? I'm certain you probably agree. If you're there, Firefly. I think you went to PP. Let me take a call real quick. We got ourselves some Triple M, I think. Triple M, I lost you, bro. Call back. I'll get you on. 339-226-6610. And sign up on Patreon tonight. Other than this, you know, Bayley turns heel. You know, I don't know if I have the video of that yet. I kind of want to see it. Maybe WWE put it out. Yeah, let me take a look at it. Because the crowd really fired up. Yeah, here it is. Oh, here we go. Good old Bayley. The initial crowd pop was huge. Very big crowd pop for Bayley. And you know, Sasha kind of needs this. Sasha worked pretty good last time when she had a couple cronies with her, you know, and she was the boss, you know. So maybe, you know, they're going to try to recreate that. It'd be nice if it worked out. What up, Triple M?
I actually tuned in the Raw a little bit today just to mainly see Bray Wyatt, and I'm so happy with what they did to start building the feud early. I love how they touched on the rumors. I love paying attention to little details like with the money when the Vince puppet came out, and he's like, why are you doing with Seth and Braun Strowman? They're my guys. And Bray pulls out all his money like, well, look at me. I'm the one making the money here for all the fucking merch.
Yeah, dude, I like the idea.
To me, it made me so happy.
I like the idea that he can, like, drop these fucking little bombs on these promos as the alter ego and then go into the Fiend. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, Bray fucking killed it tonight, and he kills it every time I see him. So I've been saying since 2013, I've been saying this guy is the fucking man. I've been loving Bray since back then. I love him now, and I hope that he has a strong reign of the title when he wins at a Hell in a Cell. He's gonna win it, 100%.
He's made millions of dollars for them in the last month, like above anything else that's been sold or done. It's almost unbelievable.
Yeah,
so
but I actually enjoyed what I saw. I only saw a few things. I saw the Corbin and Alexander match. I actually like Corbin, to be honest. I think he's good in the ring, so that's just
I mean, he's supposed to be a little bit boring now. He doesn't have the same kind of thing before. He's okay. I don't think Baron Corbin can't wrestle. I'd never say that either. Again, I think he's like Lacey. I think he's got a little character. And he comes out and he's good because people do boo him. Now, for a while, I did think he was getting a little bit of like literal bad heat, like go away heat type of stuff. Like, and I think that that's WWE's fault. I don't really think it's his fault. I've always thought he's viable in some way. So it's WWE's fault, but
they put him in that position to get the go-away heat, honestly, with him being Constable, and then they blamed him for all the ratings failures. They absolutely outright, took him out to pasture for it.
They did, and on live TV, they literally did a shoot on him.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, they turned against him hard, and they made him the scapegoat for everything that was going wrong.
But yet they liked him too at the same time, so it's weird. That was a lashing on him that night, man. They tried to get the shit off themselves.
I just like his in-ring work. That's just about it.
I mean, what do you like? I mean, I don't love his in-ring work. I mean, like, who's fucking not better than him?
Yeah, I think he's solid, but I think him and Alexander put on a great match. And I'm actually tuning in a little bit more. I thought what I saw was okay, but I didn't see everything. So, probably, still Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
it was
3 hours.
It was a 5 out of 10, I think, tonight. So, it wasn't a complete sleeper. Although there were times where I really was bored, though. I will say I was tired, man, and Raw did put me to sleep.
The first hour was rough, honestly.
Really,
for
yeah.
me.
But I bet Bray fucking killed it as usual from what he always does.
But if you saw that, and the ending, if you just watched the last 20 minutes of Raw or whatever, starting with the Bray Wyatt stuff, like that, it's like, well, that was pretty good. But it's like the first hour, like Jake said, was kind of like,
all right, got to head out, Joe. Got customers coming in. I love you, buddy.
All right, bro.
Thanks,
care. Triple.
Much love.
He's a $25 patron producer, and he is a beast.
I even laughed at the Viking Raiders. They're trying to make them more face now by having the local talent be the heels. They were shitting all over, oh, we're from Pittsburgh and, that kind of stuff. So it was funny to see them get decimated as well. All right, what did they call the crowd? Baltimoreans, I think it was. That was a good one. And we forgot to mention, I was going to mention before, was that with Bayley, with her, I mean, they did rush the ending a bit, but I didn't mind her immediately going after Becky, not even teasing her attacking Sasha, because she really said it in her promo before. She said 3 main things with what she said backstage to Charlie. That, Sasha's her friend. And then she said, we both took different paths. You could say she took her ball and went home, but, she made it sound like she did her own thing and, I did mine. And, no matter what, at the end of the night, we'll see who's standing in whose shadow. So I took that more as are her and Becky going to have problems rather than her and Sasha not being able to coexist. So,
right.
I think that was what they were going for.
Well placed. Yeah, that was a good one.
It was more subtle than the obvious. I don't agree or I agree. I don't like kind of thing. So,
and I missed it too. So it's like if I had seen that, it would have made a little more sense to me.
Yeah. I mentioned the enhancement wrestlers getting their ass beat.
Wait a minute.
That was funny.
You know what I don't get is Steve Austin will never come back to WWE to do a spot or to do something. And he talks about not wanting to get hurt, not doing this and that and blah blah blah. This fucking stunner that Becky Lynch gives him is crazy.
It's a thing of beauty.
I mean,
he spits the beer all over the place, and he goes down and sells it great.
Why didn't Steve Austin why hasn't Steve Austin done something else? And I know he stunned people, though, so I mean, I guess I get it.
He stunned people, Raw 25, and then before that it was Mania. And when he did the stunners at Mania, he actually injured his arm, he said, on his podcast.
Oh, wow.
So.
Watch Steve take this one. You got to watch this on the USA Network if you DVR'd it. Look at that. Boom! Look at Steve, man.
He takes it better than Shane does, and she gives it better than Owens does. So,
yeah, dude, she gave it better than Owens, and Stone Cold sold it better than most people too. He sold it perfect. He sold it. I've never seen him sell his own move. Look at that. He sold it perfect. He got stunned. He didn't sell it he's gonna flip over. He probably can't do that now. And he didn't sell it like the simple way. Wow. And Becky fucking nailed him with it. They might have done a couple takes, but
maybe. But there's been a few that he sold with The Rock. But this was,
dude, man, Becky. That was cool because she jumped up and got him. You know what I mean? Owens looks like he's fucking dying when he gives the stunner.
He's really pulling your head off when he's going down, all the way. What was I going to? I wanted to bring this up too. You can clearly tell the way Triple H sees talent and the way Vince sees talent. miles apart.
Yeah.
Cesaro in NXT land, NXT UK, whatever you want to say, is a fucking star. He's a big deal. You know, the man doing, Swiss Superman doing 40 swings or rotations for his big swing and all that.
Can I explain?
Then he gets on Raw and he gets beat by the Miz in 5 minutes.
Let me explain some of that. The crowd at NXT, the crowd at NXT Takeover is going to vindicate and validate those credentials. The crowd on the main roster may not do that, and that's
no, but
that's an issue. But you're right. But they don't give him.
Never handled him well on the main roster.
No, because the crowd has given him those kind of accolades, and then the WWE took it away.
Yeah,
so
the crowd has responded to him multiple times, and they've had a chance to go big with him. Instead of going big, they went home. So it's unfortunate. But
I do want to say one more thing that again, unfortunately, because I agree with you, it's like the main roster's fucking retarded. But one of the things is it's so much easier to book NXT and NXT UK than it is to book on the main roster. Now, they don't book right at all. They don't help themselves because they are stupid as far as I'm concerned on the main roster. But it's so easy to book NXT compared to the main roster because the main roster, there's like 900 different feelings out in the crowd about who, what, and whatever. It's so hard to get everybody synced up to one wrestler or one moment or who's going to like everything. But NXT, you know what those people want, and you know what they'll cheer for, and you know. It's so much easier. It's like, I'm trying to think of an example, but it's like, I guess it's like a comedy club almost, like going to a New York comedy club at 1 a.m., like taking the stage at 1 a.m. at a packed house. You know that it's going to be tough, but if you can but certain jokes are going to work. But if you go to San Francisco at 7 p.m. at a certain place, you know, wow, these are going to be tough. This is going to be tough to get this crowd tonight. This is going to be way tougher. I'm really going to have to choose what jokes I do, and I don't know what's going to work. But whereas in New York, you feel like but it used to be the other way. It used to be like it's tough to make it in New York. But it's just so weird. But I don't know. It's much harder, though, for the main roster. But they're also dumber. It's like the dumber shit is being decided on the main roster where it's much harder to decide what to do. And the clear-cut, awesome decisions are being made in NXT where it's much easier to please the crowd, though, anyway. And they're taking a step above and beyond. It's weird. It's very strange.
No, and that's one of the things that I'm worried about with NXT going live. Granted, they're not doing much more, but they have so many benefits right now. They can reshoot things that don't work well, like backstage segments and all this stuff. Now they don't have that option because when they're at Full Sail, 3 weeks down the line before that goes to the network, oh crap, we can bring these two back in and re-record this segment. It didn't come out right. And they've done reshoots for backstage and they fixed things for matches, and they don't have that option, one. And two, they kind of write a full-fledged script for what they want each person, because you're only seeing, because you have so many episodes between a takeover, you're only seeing each storyline twice usually, sometimes 3 times, but that's pretty rare unless you're the top title holder. So now you're going to see these people probably every week or at least every other week. So they're going to all have to be written for much more. They're all going to have to say more. They're going to it's just more for everybody to do. So is that going to ruin the magic of NXT?
Right. And I think
if they're going to have to write for all this and account for being live, it's a worry.
I'm hoping that it makes it better because we always talk about it. We miss the weekly shows a lot. I missed 90% of them. But I watch all the takeovers. I'm hoping that this makes it where I love watching the TV show now weekly, and now I watch the takeovers. So maybe it'll make the takeovers
even better.
Even better somehow, yeah. Oh, here comes a sub from D. Martin 5th. Thanks, D. Martin. Thanks for subbing to the channel, man. Welcome to the Joe Cronin Show channel. So many videos all week long. And don't forget to check out my other channels, Corrupted Nation and Shame on News and everything. Links to everything I do is down below. Expand my description box down there. There's so much shit. All the producers are listed. Forrest Gonzalez, thank you for subbing to the channel, man. Pour a beer for Gonzalez in the chat.
Somebody
yeah,
pour
after
beer.
that was the main event with the women's
Shit
tag.
bomb.
Oh, that's it.
Shit hasn't came off yet, bro. You shit fucks like watching Vince take greenbacks down his throat instead of Ryback's little guy. Not to use a file to get the crusty shit out from under my fingernails.
Ooh.
Oh, God. Vince's anus hand. That is gross. And coincidentally, he became a $5 shit bum. It's very creepy. That's so creepy.
Again.
Somebody pour a beer for Gonzalez because he has become a subscriber. Where's my goddamn beer pour? Oh, here it is. Get it going. There you go. Open it up.
There we go.
Oh, that's for Gonzalez and all the subscribers. Gonzalez has subscribed. He gets a beer. And Sasha Banks with the death stare. Dude, that is like my wife has a death stare like that.
Yeah, she that's what I said. Her facial expressions are usually, excellent. So
yeah,
that she still has going for her. But hopefully we can get a little more passion out of her. And hopefully they see that maybe she doesn't need to be scripted as much. They
I
can
want
just
her to tear me apart.
let her talk.
Yeah, let her talk.
Then she can ravage you. She did look fine tonight, though. That top she had was... Mm-hmm.
No, but anything else?
Yeah, that's Raw. I gave it a 5.5.
Boom.
You said 5. I was at half point higher, but certainly better than last week. Still not great. Lots of room for improvement, but
yeah. I again would prefer if the King of the Ring tournament was like almost all in one show. Just
that's what I said last week. I really wish they did it all. Clash of Champions was just that, and maybe a couple of titles, but I don't know. I am intrigued to see what happens for the triple threat next week, though. So that at least is a good point for them. Whether you like it or hate it, you still have to be curious as to who's going to win now, because the 3 true possible winners are all in one match.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I think this is Luke Rojas on the phone. What up, Luke?
You are correct. What's up?
Hell yeah, baby. I am right. I hope you watch Raw tonight.
Of course I did. And I gotta say, it was awful.
It was pretty, it was hard. It was hard to watch a lot of it.
The opening segment was probably the gayest promo I've ever heard. And it's not even like what they were saying was bad. Like, it was, most of it. But, even when AJ said the stuff about, all's Braun did was look at the belt, and he got a opportunity. He said it in such an awkward and badly delivered way that it completely ruined his entire point.
Well, he stumbled 4 times on that promo because he was trying to remember everything he has to say, which is why this scripted stuff sucks. He said something about, instead of Clash of Champions, he was like Clap of Champions, and he was trying to because his mind's ahead of what he's saying, trying to remember what he's supposed to say.
And when he said that kawaii thing, he goes, kawaii, because he says it wrong anyway. I think I vomited a little in my mouth when I heard that, because it was just atrocious.
Well, I'm the champ that runs the camp. Don't you know that? It's me, AJ Styles, the champ that runs the camp.
I'm the champ that runs the camp, and I was on the Bowling Alley podcast.
I'm the champ that runs the camp, and I took 7 of them kids home with me. Fucking horror. I mean, man.
And then, you have Seth and Braun. Seth, shut the fuck up. Just never talk again. Never, ever talk again.
Oh, my God. What did Seth say, dude? He was like, well, I'm going to go there.
He goes, I think I'm walking into Clash of Champions as a double champion. Burn it down, and I'm walking out as double champion again.
Dude, I knew it. Dude, I started laughing my fucking ass off when I heard that. He goes, I'm going to go in, burn it down, and then I'm going to... I was like...
Well, Vince is like, he's so cool.
Yeah, he's so damn cool.
Cool.
That's so good.
And then what what Braun had to say was actually pretty good when he was like, "It's think about how awkward it's gonna be when your tag team champion partner beats you for the Universal title." I was like, that was pretty well delivered. Actually, no, it wasn't well delivered. It was a pretty good line.
It was a good line.
He delivered it wrong.
Delivered retarded. Yeah, he delivered like, think about how weird it's going to be when you're tag team partner.
Champion. He doesn't even say He doesn't say partner. He says tag team champion.
Yeah, dude. Dude, that whole beginning, I went, what in the fuck am I watching, dude? What the fuck is this? That's so funny.
And that's the thing with a lot of WWE promos. Some of them are really, really good, but just the way people deliver things is just so off. Like a lot of the times, Becky has this very same problem, where she'll have something really cool to say, but she delivers it in like such an acidine, mongoloid way that you're like, I don't think she said what she meant to say.
Yeah,
so it's like,
drunken family history.
People
jumbles her words.
Like they say things like robots, like, Seth, I know you like to burn it down, but when we meet each other at Clash of Champions, I'm gonna tear you apart. No, he'll be like, I'm gonna tear you apart, like, or I'm gonna put out the fire, and it's like, fuck, are we listening? Like, that's the type of shit they do. Like, they really do that.
And the thing is, it's always awkward silences. That's the thing that really cements bad promos nowadays, or any promo nowadays in WWE. Because back in the Attitude Era, or even like the Ruthless Aggression Era, hell, even like in 2008 and 11, when people came out for promos, usually the fans were at least chanting something, or the fans were loud enough. But like when AJ says something, instead of like the fans reacting, it's like, can you believe this? He just looked at the belt, and then it's like the arena is silent, and he's like pausing for effect for people to start cheering, but nobody cheers. So it just seems like I'm trying to remember my line. I can't really remember it, and nobody's reacting.
Yeah.
So it's just awkward 35 seconds of nothing on the air.
You know who was the best in that? You know who was best in that whole promo? Michael Cole.
No one.
No, Michael Cole. He was like, no, we're not doing it. We're doing an interview. And like, he was the only believable person. Not AJ, not Seth, not Braun. Everybody sounded like a fucking weird robot. But Michael Cole was like, nope, we're not doing it. Like, I'm trying to conduct an interview. And it's because he only had those lines. He felt, I can't believe it, Michael Cole felt like the realest person.
But the best promo of the entire night was the fucking referee.
Yeah,
John Cone.
John Cone was the best. Yeah, he did a better promo than Sasha.
Dude, let me tell you something. Here's the thing. Michael Cole, everybody shits on Michael Cole. When Michael Cole is trying, and I think you've even said this, when he's trying, or he's actually got someone to bounce off with, like when he did the UK tournament with Nigel McGuinness.
Right.
I think it's because Nigel makes everybody sound better because he's just such a great commentator, and you kind of have to keep up with him.
Yep.
It's like Michael Cole actually comes out of his element. People shit, Michael Cole had such a whiny voice back in the Attitude Era, but I was watching when Shino
I didn't like him either.
No,
I didn't like him back then. Rojas, I didn't like him back in like 99 and stuff like that. I was annoyed a little bit by him, but he was way better. You're right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But like what I'm saying is, like when Shino won the corporate Rumble, he had this reaction where like he wasn't on JR's level. I don't think anybody can be, but he felt like, holy shit, this guy's really, he's got so much passion because he's like, he made sure, Austin just made sure that McMahon sees him in the beginning of the Rumble. And you're like, he's actually telling a story, and he isn't just going, wow, China has won the Rumble. She is now going to have a spot in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
This is a great show. Or when he was when he was commentating with Taz, and unlike the Raw team, they would actually call the fucking moves and say what they were instead of just saying, "Oh, he's got him in some kind of lock there." They would actually call the moves.
Yeah,
they would actually call the moves, and that's what I really liked about Michael Cole. And even his heel gimmick in like 2010 to 2012, everybody shit on it. He was a fucking entertaining heel, especially when he called those shitty seasons of NXT.
Yeah.
Or him and Josh Matthews and fucking Matt Stryker were all just shitting on the show the entire time. And like he would fall asleep during the show and they'd go, Michael, what do you think about the finals? He's like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. And then he's like watching a movie while it's happening.
That shit is funny right now, but I do remember I do remember at the time we were upset about that because I was doing wrestling reviews then. And one of the things we were upset about was like, wow, they're just kind of like treating Daniel Bryan and all these people like shit. Like it was like, what are they doing?
I don't fucking care. It was
funny. But yeah, it was, and that was funny. It was funny. Hey, can you hear this?
Urge everybody.
This call sucks.
Could you hear that?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Could you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, go ahead. No, I just wanted to make sure you could hear because I'm going to play a clip in a minute from Seth.
I urge everybody to go watch Season 3 of NXT highlights and his commentary and Josh Matthews' commentary, even though Josh Matthews is a fucking faggot. They are some of the funniest heel commentators you'll hear in professional wrestling. It felt like a Joe Cronin WWE 2K16 commentary with fucking Dave Rhodes and JB.
Yeah, dude, I do remember. It's like Josh Matthews didn't give a fuck either. He was like, "Yeah, this will be really great when he comes down here and bores everybody with moves that
match." They were like, "Get it over with."
He's like, "Wow, that move! Wow, he did about 3 moves that no one's ever seen before, and I wanted to. I hate myself. Like, oh yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah.
Like, but listen to this.
Ziggler. But I'm walking in to Clash of Champions with one intention. That is to walk in as double champ, burn it down, and walk out as double
It's the way he delivers burn it down.
Burn it down.
He delivers it like such a cool guy. Like, oh yeah, I'm wearing my leather jacket. I got both my feet kicked up on the desk, and the teacher can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna burn it down. Fucking faggot loser. What a fucking loser. What a fucking moron.
Oh my god, I lost
and
the
then
spot.
Braun Strowman, fucking retard idiot, talking to him. But how does he talk? He goes.
This is gotta be the worst. How awkward is it gonna be when I fuck you?
and to walk out as double champ. Now that's just me. I can't speak for Braun. That's just my opinion. Those are my intentions.
Go back.
Burn it down. We have the ability to beat Ziggler. But I'm walking in to Clash of Champions with one intention. That is to walk in as double champ.
Some guy goes, "You're gonna lose." Some guy goes, "You're gonna lose."
And another example of bad commentary, like when Seth was entering as when he's entering as champion, that's probably the time that the commentators could like give a bit of a background check on Seth Rollins and tell you what's going on with him. They should have said, this is the 3rd time in Seth Rollins' career that he is a double champion, or something interesting that you would get back then. But instead it's like, oh, Seth Rollins is a double champion for the 3rd time in his career. Who gives a shit? It doesn't really matter. Like, that's a big accomplishment.
Or like one of the hardest things to do is to hold on to multiple belts or tag belts while you're a champion.
Like when The Miz was the United States champion and the Unified Tag Team champion, almost every time the fucking commentators would be like, the guy is draped in championship gold. The Miz is a true superstar.
I gotta play this again, man. People really want. I gotta play this again.
And
oh my god! When the guy yells, "You're gonna lose," and then he says the line
to beat Ziggler. But I'm walking in to Clash of Champions with one intention. That is to walk in as double champ, burn it down, and to walk out as double champ. Now that's
It
just
is
me.
so corny because then you got Braun, like they go back and forth with the dumbest things, and I'm going to put the fire out. And, well, yeah, I'm going to take that fire and light it up again and burn it down. Well, then I'm going to put your fire out again.
It's like when two 5-year-olds talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like 5-year-olds trying to cut promos, like, you're a poop face. Well, you're a jerkhead.
Yeah.
It's like the lamest line.
You're a jerkhead. When does Braun come in? Because that's funny, too. He comes in, he's
I
like...
can't speak for Braun.
We'll tag together, and we will beat Rude and Ziggler.
God, Seth looks like he hates his life.
But man, I can't think but how awkward it's going to be when your tag team champion beats you and becomes the new Universal Champion.
This is the, voted, air quotes around voted best wrestler in the world, the PWI 500. And he's sitting there, the Universal Champion, the Raw Tag Team Champion, and he's got to deal with, this shit. I'm going to burn it down. No wonder why he looks miserable.
This is like one of those 2K19 promos where Braun is where it's like a meter of how good you're doing it. Braun, he had a good line. He's like, look how awkward it's going to be. It's like, oh, that's pretty good. And then he goes, when you're tag team champion, what the fuck does that mean? That is also a tag team champion.
You're gonna lose!
Yeah, so what does that mean? Like, Braun, fucking go get in a car crash and please never wrestle again. Braun can't wrestle. All these people making fun of fucking Lacey Evans and Alexa Bliss. Braun can't wrestle. Every move is a power slam. Fuck you.
He's a big guy.
He's all right, but I think he's okay, too. But you're right. The Lacey Evans thing, I just confused. Can't wrestle. I mean, you might not like her, but Jesus. I want to squeeze her boobs.
But everybody doesn't shit on fucking Bayley, even though she's been wrestling like fucking dog turd for the past 3 years.
Yeah, Bayley fucking... What was the match where Bayley, jumped off the rope to drop an elbow and then didn't do it, then came back and then missed? What was that?
I don't
remember how funny that was. What the fuck is she doing? What was she doing?
Everybody shits on Alexa Bliss for wrestling. It's like, well, Alexa Bliss, she's not the best wrestler, but she's nowhere near as bad as Alicia Fox or fucking Naomi.
Yeah, at least Alexa Bliss executes she has 12 moves she can execute at least. Yeah,
and she has a presence to her.
Right.
Too.
Right. Yeah. What is Alicia Fox?
The ring, it's that's serious.
That constant resting bitch face. She doesn't break character like Natty.
Yeah, it's like, dude, Alicia Fox is kind of she's got the crazy gimmick. So she's got a 6 out of 10 promo or 5 out of 10 promo, and her wrestling skills are a 3 out of 10. But Alexa Bliss, at least she's got an 8 out of 10 promo, and then she's got a 6 out of 10 wrestling ability. It's better than those other people.
And I don't hate Seth either. That's the problem here, too, when you think about it, with this whole burn it down thing, is just Vince didn't like the silence, and didn't, when in Seth's song, he wanted something to read, and then they added the burn it down part, and it just became now you have to say it all the time and incorporate it into everything you do. I wish they could stray away from that. It just doesn't make sense, and it's stupid, and...
Joe, say that in your coolest macho-y manest voice ever. Not the real Macho Man, but say, I'm going to walk in double champion, burn it down.
You mean
walk out double champion.
You mean say like Seth said it, like a loser?
Yeah, say it like a loser.
Well, what I'm going to do this Sunday is I'm going to walk into that arena, burn it down, and win the universe. It's ridiculous. I'm going to burn it down.
Effort.
Steve...
I fucked the camera.
Steve Austin did something like this a long time ago, and even that bothered me. And I can remember this. It was I think it was 1999 or 2000 or something. Steve Austin was like, "Well, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna walk in there, and then he said one of his sort of catchphrase things, and it wasn't it was I'm gonna walk in there, stomp a mud hole, And, you know, then he said something like, and I can't remember what it was that he would say. You know what I mean?
Was he like, raise a little hell?
Like,
or like open a can of whoop ass or something?
It wasn't one of those. It was more of like, what's going to happen is I'm going
Hell
to get in
yeah.
the ring, stack a dime's neck. Like, it was something like this, exactly like this, but like he conveyed it way better. But I remember when he said that, like, I was annoyed that like he had a triple catchphrase and he was almost alluding to his catchphrase in like the third person in some way or some. It was really weird, but I remember I was about like probably 15, 16 years old, and I remember thinking like, ugh, like God, I don't like when he says that. But this is 100 times worse.
Notice how Stone Cold, people thought he was cool, but Stone Cold never acted like the cool guy. He acted like a fucking badass psychopath almost, because Stone Cold, he used to be just kind of like a psycho who would beat the shit out of people.
Yeah.
And then he like morphed into the 316 gimmick. Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, they're telling you that these two are cool because they act so cool.
Yeah, instead of being called the man or the best there is and the best there was, they're telling you I'm the man. They're telling you I'm the best. Rather than people say it for them, they have to tell you and remind you.
It's exactly Star Wars. In original Star Wars, Luke has to train, and in Last Jedi, just fucking Rey just knows how to do everything. We don't know why.
Oh my God, have you seen that new lightsaber Rey has? The fucking Swiss Army knife double-bladed lightsaber.
The double-edged dildo?
Fuck?
Yeah, they're going with like the Darth Maul.
WWE creative make that?
I don't know, man. I'm sure it's going to be better than the last movie because J.J. Abrams isn't completely retarded, but J.J. Abrams has never closed out a series of anything either, so this is going to be weird. But it's the same thing. It's the reason why people aren't buying up the action figures and loving Star Wars because they're telling you, look how cool Rey is because she's a female, she can do all this stuff. Where back in the day it was like, here's Luke. Oh my God, he's up against the wall and he doesn't know what's going on. He might die. He has to learn things. And then you're like, I love Luke. And then in the end, you love him. But it's like, no, we're just going to, look at how great she is. Like, no one's going to like that.
Oh, when there was an actual character in The Force Awakens, Finn, who was like, he was kind of promoted as the dude who was going to be the Jedi. Like, at least in all the advertisements, you saw him with the lightsaber the most. And he was like, and then like in his fight with Kylo Ren, it's like, oh, he's not actually on Kylo Ren's skill level yet. And like he did hit him once, but he was nowhere close. And that's way more interesting as the underdog story than Rey, who fucking just beats the shit out of Kylo Ren for no reason. Like, way to build up your big bad guy of the series. He fucking loses.
That new lightsaber that they showed at the end there, imagine if that thing had like a bad spring in it. You go to snap it open in the middle of a fight and it doesn't connect, and just cut your own leg off.
So many ways to die.
It's not practical
on that thing. But yeah, but this is what WWE does. They do the same thing. They just go, oh, you're going to love this guy. Luke, the only thing I can compare this to is when Shawn Michaels was champion, when he won WrestleMania 12. People were starting to get behind Shawn Michaels and cheer for Shawn Michaels, and then Shawn Michaels, but then he won, and the boyhood dream came true, and he won. And I was a 12-year-old. Yeah. I loved Shawn Michaels, and I loved him. But during his face run, I started liking him less because he was just like, his interviews were like, well, the Heartbreak Kid's going to go out there, and I know my clique is there for me tonight, and I know I'm just going to be doing it for the clique tonight. It was so Luke. It's this, dude, guys. It reminds me of this Seth Rollins run where Shawn Michaels was like, the clique's there, and Vince McMahon would be like, well, the clique is there first. Look at the clique with Shawn Michaels, and it was so like weird.
Well, Shawn Michaels in 1997 was the real like.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Then when he started going heel again, and he left the whole boyhood dream, good Shawn Michaels heartbreak with all the mirrors and him gay. Like then he started being like, well, something, the Heartbreak Kid lays down for nobody, the Heartbreak Kid. Like, and you were like, God damn, this is awesome. Wow, now he's a fucking man. Like, he's not like fucking acting cheesy.
He looked like a real champion too, which is what you don't get. Like when he would enter with like both the European title and the WWF title on his shoulders, and he'd come out, or even with the press conference, even when he didn't wrestle for like 3 months straight as the WWF champion, he fucking looked like that's the guy who's the champion of the company right now. Like, you can tell, like, that guy means business, you know? Like, everybody from the Attitude Era, maybe except fucking the Big Show, who fucking nobody gives a shit about. But when, like, Stone Cold was champion, it's like, that's the champion. When Undertaker was the champion, that's the champion. When Seth Rollins is the champion, it's like, you sure? You sure about this guy? You mean Mr. Burn It Down? Fucking, I can't believe one word from this guy's mouth. I can't believe that this guy's even heterosexual with the way he fucking acts.
Listen to Sean here in 96.
The biggest difference between you and most other WWF superstar, because as was said last night at the Hall of Fame, your accomplishments are extraordinary. You've accomplished things, well, quite frankly, many people thought you would never accomplish. You did
Vince is putting him over.
I had with you, but
This reminds me of Seth, though.
But well, I think, and I hope I say this correctly because I don't want to misinterpret what I mean. But like Bret Hart, everyone knows he wants to be the best. But Bret grew up in this business. It was almost expected of Bret, or it's something that he expected of himself, that he was going to be a wrestler and be the world champion. For me,
Like, that's Shawn Michaels in 96, but, like, he had better promos when he was a bad guy before this in 94 and 3 and 2. And Seth is the same way to me. Seth, well, I don't think Seth will ever be as good as Shawn Michaels. When Seth is a heel, it at least makes sense. He sounds like a heel, and he can be like, I'll tell you what I'm going to do because I'm sick of this, blah, blah, blah. He's way better. As a face, it's just fucking cringe as shit. And it's got to be Vince. It has to be Vince because it's the same type of thing. Fucking goddamn, I'm going to burn it down. Like, let me hear that again.
But I'm walking in to Clash of Champions with one intention. That is to walk in as double champ, burn it down, and to walk out.
He looks miserable. Can I really? He looks. If anybody wants to go back and watch this, he looks miserable saying this.
Oh, I'm sure.
He looks miserable
as double champ.
I mean, he's trying to be cool, but I can tell, dude. I'm really good at this fucking. I'm really good at this body language stuff. Watch this fucking guy. I'm gonna play this for you. Watch this as he's delivering it. Watch his eyes. He's going to close his eyes a few times, almost as if he's ashamed of what he's saying. See that look away and close of his eyes? And then he's trying to be cool, but he's still closing his eyes. See that little wisp in his eyes right there? He's not confident in what he's saying right there. And it doesn't make sense. He's not confident because he does not want to say this.
Joe Cronin, I'm going to walk into Clash of Champions. How much is Tony Khan paying these guys? Really? Really? I'm going to burn it down. And how much?
Right.
AEW. I just got to sign. I'll be right back. That's what I'm waiting for at this point.
This is like when you see the actors of Game of Thrones talk about the 8th season.
Yes, it's exactly it, Rojas. It's the people talking about Game of Thrones. It's Mark Hamill talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Fucking nailed it.
What did you think of the final season of Game of Thrones? Come on, you got to give us something.
It was great. It was a good time.
Interesting. We had a fun time filming it.
It was good. It was really good.
I liked the third episode. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
What about the other episode?
I like the second episode because one of the key grip tried to rape me behind a trailer. Luke Rojas, thank you, my friend. You have a good night, brother. I'm gonna let you go. Okay.
Wait a second. Hey.
Yes.
I'm walking in to monetize this as a loser. I'm going to burn it down and walk out as still a loser. All right.
If we ever get the belt back. Thank you, Rojas.
We'll see.
Let me.
And Luke didn't say retarded and faggot 500 times tonight.
He did say it a couple times.
Not incessantly. I'd suck the discharge from Debay's panties, play with crystals fallopian tubes.
Oh.
I'd ricochet Joe's culito. Take YO Jose Cronin, romantic face. Jake wheelchair your way to the fridge and shove a banana up your ass so I can suck it out along with little turd nuggets.
You can use it! You fat slob!
My ass is clean.
I know you've been talking about me, bro.
Everything
I know you're talking about me.
Shut up and bend over.
Oh,
finish
God.
it.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God! Don't finish it, please. Don't finish it.
I'm gonna finish it. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Reminding me of Seth's terrible promo tonight makes me appreciate Chris Jericho in AU so much more.
Yeah.
Hell, his entire backstage promo after All Out completely shits on anything that was said tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no script. Soundwave 92, thanks, man. They know where they want to go, but there's no script. And you never know, when you start throwing stuff at the wall, things stick and people take on it. And that's what happens. But if you start to write everything down and try to, it doesn't come out right. Soundwave, thank you again, man, for that. Jake, anything else you want to say tonight, man?
Not about wrestling. This we'll have to talk about at some point. But millionaire thought to have key info on Epstein vanishes without a trace.
Wow.
So it just keeps going. Jean-Luc Brunel is 72. He vanished as police were seeking to ask the Frenchman urgent questions about the alleged pedophile. Investigators are trying to find him currently as he has gone missing, and law enforcement officials are desperately searching for his whereabouts.
Well, they do know about child trafficking, rape, killing, and goblins and DMT practices on the children and themselves as they sacrifice and chop kids up so they could sacrifice them to gods. You think this is crazy. That's what they did, and you're going to find out about all of it eventually someday, maybe, unless everybody's killed that is involved in it and they shut it down.
Well, he said he wanted to speak with officials, and now he's
gone.
Said he's a ghost. So
now he's gone. They fucking molested kids, cut their bodies up to sacrifice themselves and sacrifice them for the third dimension goblins. And you can think that that's crazy, but that's what it is. So whatever. You don't want to believe it.
And then last bit of wrestling news. I just heard this earlier. I thought it was a bit funny, but when Triple H was interviewing with TalkSport, he was asked about the amazing 5-star match that was Undertaker and Goldberg, and he said, "Whoa, here we go.
Oh shit! I did not expect it."
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Bro, I'm high as fuck right now, but my allergies are also horrible. Feels like I smoked some weed laced with pink eye.
Oh, God. That's fucking awful, High Guy. High Guy Cronin fan. Thanks for the nueve there, man. Appreciate that, dude. I really do appreciate that. I know what I said was crazy. It's true, guys. Look it up and figure it out for yourself. You'll find out about it. It's the stuff that Alex Jones always raves about, and people are like, he's crazy, and then it comes true. Just like Epstein. Oh, he's crazy what he's saying about Epstein 12 years ago, then it came true. Oh, he's crazy that they're going to come for people and kick them off all the platforms and take away their ability to process payments on MasterCard and PayPal and every other process. Oh, they did that. Oh, but he was crazy. So, he got a lot of stuff wrong, but there's a lot of stuff right, and it's really happening, and this world is fucked, and they want you all to be stupid and be dumb so that you can't operate and function, and I think it's happening. I think it's working. Based on a lot of the stuff we're seeing.
Look at everything that just happened with Zoe Quinn.
Look at Zoe Quinn, yeah. Look at that. That guy's dead.
She, accused. He committed suicide because he couldn't take it because every single person in his, close surrounding sided with her.
A lot of people don't even know this. They don't know what we're talking about. But Zoe Quinn is like an SJW who calls people out for bullshit.
She was the one that was.
She's a liar.
Originators of Gamergate. She made a game called Depression something.
Yeah, she made a game that sucked dick. Like the game sucked.
Depression Gate, something like that.
She purposely made it, and then the people wouldn't pick it up, so then she claimed the reason why that they wouldn't take her game is because she's a female.
One critic gave it a glaring 5-star, review, said it was amazing, and it was alleged that she was sleeping with him to get the good positive review. And,
she slept with a ton of people.
Press.
But here's the thing, the idea that, they didn't give her the game because she's a female, we've been making games since forever. This would have happened in the 2005s, in the 2000s, in the 90s, other times. No, you're just making shit up.
There's been female developers. The game just sucked, and she said that, oh, people didn't want to play it because she's female, and that was one of her platforms. Then she got attacked saying, like, oh, the only positive press is from you sleeping with people, and it turned into the whole Gamergate situation.
Nobody knows who the fuck makes a lot of these games. It could be females or males. It could be fucking aliens. We don't know. We pick up a game, we like it. That's all fucking people care. By the way, she's already been proven to be a scam artist, and she puts out GoFundMes to fucking fund her life.
She just blew through $80,000 a few months back, and then said, oh, I don't have enough money to finish the game. People donated more, and then she's on a overseas trip, staying at all these fancy places and blowing through all the money shopping, and it's amazing. But she's accused a lot of people of a lot of things and been a proven liar time and time again. And now she accused a former person she was in a relationship with, I guess. His name was Alec Halawaka.
Who was an unstable type of guy, by the way. He is unstable. And he told her that he was going to kill himself if she, like, just left him or something like that. And then she does this. Like, you don't think he'll kill himself if you blame him for all this shit?
She had some incentives to pull this kind of stunt financially, and gets her name back out there. And for days, she alleges all this mental and physical abuse from him while they were in a relationship, with no proof, no evidence, no texts, no nothing. So he loses his job. He gets let go from his company. He's a game developer himself, and his whole world comes crashing down. His family, alienates him, all this stuff because of these, alleged claims, and he ends up killing himself. And then all the people that sided against him were like, "Oh, that's messed up," but there was never any proof. And if this was the case, the police were never involved. Nothing. It was just her claims, and now she nuked her Twitter entirely, got rid of it, and now she faded away once. Oh crap, he did commit suicide.
She did this all to make him to go, oh my god, this guy did this to me. Give me money, and now he's dead. Yes, he killed himself 2 days ago. By the way, best article: Death by Social Justice. That's the best. Who the fuck kills themselves? But the guy's game in life was ruined by what she said. He got he lost his game. That's the thing we're not saying. He lost his game just because of the allegation. So you can just say anything about anybody, anytime. This guy touched me and raped me, and he tried to show me his dick. Never happened. But you can. We've already seen it with Enzo Amore and that fucking crazy bitch who lied about him.
And there's people that say, like, oh, and she was saying too, how can you can never blame the victim. You have to always believe the victim. Well, somebody said back in 2014 that she sexually was like violating them and doing things. So we're supposed to believe them, right? Because they're the victims. So why hasn't she had her day in court? You can't say always believe the victim, but when she's accused of something, she says, no, it's not true. Well, which is it? Always believe the victim or don't? You can't have both stances here. And it's people like her that people don't come out more and talk about actual, terrible things that have happened to them. And these type of people don't go to jail because they don't think that they're going to be believed because there's so many friggin' liars out there seeking attention.
And by the way, Trenton in the chat brought up she got hired by Marvel.
Oh yeah, she benefited a shit ton from all her scams and lies, and it's proven. There's actual proof that she's lied time and time again. There's actual hardcore evidence. It's not just people saying this. So
it's fucked up because like she's doing essentially like what I do, which is like I make money off the internet through my show, but the difference is we're like doing an entertainment thing. We're not going after people to wreck their lives and get paid for it. Like these people are getting funded to wreck people's lives. It's fucking crazy. By the way, if you guys want more of this type of talk, I suggest you subscribe to my other 2 channels. Shame on News and Corrupted Nation. And you can hear me talk about this stuff on my Patreon as well. So just for the people that like, I don't want nothing but wrestling. What the hell is this? We talk a lot more about this stuff over on Corrupted Nation and Shame on News. Those links are down below. Subscribe to those channels if you like this sort of thing.
It's just dangerous to have trials by Twitter.
It's a witch hunt. It's just a witch hunt is what it is.
People go on Twitter or Reddit and they have these, guilty until proven guilty kind of things, and it's dangerous.
Fucking weird. I'm not gaming tonight, everybody, because I had such a long weekend and did so many things. I'm going to work on my Patreon stuff tonight. Hope you guys can join the Patreon. I'm going to be working on a few other things too, and I'm going to try to get some sleep and get my sleep schedule back to normal. as now I have 2 kids going to school, and their bus schedules are different, and it's fucking weird. And so, I mean, good. If I didn't do this from home, as I'm working everything from home, even my other job now, I'm working from home. If I didn't work from home, I wouldn't be able to go up the street. And, like, because my daughter's getting out of school, so we have to go pick her up. But then my son's out of school earlier than that. It's fucking weird. Like, so I'm like, what would we do if I wasn't home? I mean, we would do something, but it would be a pain in the ass. And so I feel for all you parents out there, single mothers and single fathers or whoever you are, and I'm sure Jake deals with this, but you only have 1 kid, luckily. But, I mean, anybody that has multiple kids and, like, you got to, like, it's crazy, bro. And if you don't... If
just
you don't,
having 1 car sucks, never mind more than 1 kid.
That's the problem for you is the one car. At least for me, I can walk up to the bus stop, and she can take the car to the other school. But it's such a mess.
But still, there's mess all around.
Well,
thankfully you are home.
Love you guys. Final Frontier will be returning soon. I hope to have that up there. I'm going to have a sort of a GoFundMe or a PayPal something for you guys. You will get Final Frontier news on Patreon. That will happen. But a second show with Dave is coming too if we can raise the funds for that, because Dave just, the bottom line is Dave is in financial stuff. I have to pay him. It has to happen. And I'd like to do that, and he deserves it. So we'll see if we can raise the money for that. We'll have like 6 episodes, 6 seasons or something. I don't know. We'll come up with something. I'll let you guys know about that if we want to fundraise it. But otherwise, everybody else that can't do anything financially, just enjoy the shows for free here. Watch the commercials if you can. Share the videos everywhere. Like them, all that bullshit. Yeah, that's the only thing I can tell you guys. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. I want to entertain everybody, and if you want to take the extra step, then I really want to entertain you if I can. And thanks for watching my dumbass show, and thanks for watching a guy who can grow half a beard for fucking 2 hours, talk with his pube face, and laugh with everybody else. And thanks to Jake DeMarco for sucking my dick the other day, and you wrestling fans for listening. And we will see you tomorrow after SmackDown, and I'll see you during the day with news videos and podcasts and everything from Patreon, my YouTube channels, and I'll be back gaming tomorrow night. Thank you so much. 5 out of 10 to Raw. That's what I say, 5 out of 10. Jake says 5.5. We're pretty much exactly in agreement. And it is what it is. I hope it's even better next week than this. And Bayley turned heel. Anything else, Jake?
That's it. We'll see you all tomorrow night for SmackDown's review, and hopefully it's a good show. Stay sexy. Have a good night.
Hell yeah, baby. Thank you guys for everybody who upped their pledges on Patreon. You sick beasts. Whoo! Any new patrons? Let me make sure I don't miss shouting somebody out. Taylor Novak went up to $25 on Patreon. Thank you, Taylor. And that's it. And shout out to Taylor Hendricks, baby. Taylor Hendricks! Speaking of Taylors, hitting me up on Twitter, burying the hatchet with me. I got to shout out Taylor, man. She buried the hatchet with me. She didn't go SJW on me. She was nice to me. And she told me the shit was real in Ring of Honor. I don't know. Maybe we can get more to the bottom of that later at a later time. We'll see. Goodbye.
JCS, homie, done told you. And for every piece of shit that tried to test, I laid the rest. What you thought? The man Joe Cronin go hard. Trust me, homie, we ain't worried about none of you retards. All these fat fucks wanna talk, they'll get cut. I ain't playing with your homies, fuck you faggots, and your wives are all sluts. I don't give a fuck, my come and test this. Me and the almighty Joe will eat you up for breakfast. JCS, JCS. No, you don't want it with us, homie. Trust me, you don't really want it, homie. JCS, JCS. No amount of times this a throwdown bitch. JCS, JCS. It's the JCS show. Shout out to my JCS psychos. JCS, JCS. Shout out to OK Fade. And my man Jake DeMarco. JCS, JCS. No pussies allowed. We screaming and we say a prayer. JCS, JCS. To my man Joe Cronin, keep it rockin', keep it rollin'. And to every hater that ever ran his mouth, you can take our middle finger, take it and jam it down south.
Braun and I, look, I know we have the ability to work together. I know we have...
opportunity. So, Seth, with that being said, Roman, the reason we are here tonight is to make it official, to sign the contract for your Universal Championship match.
I'm walking in to Clash of Champions with one intention. That is to walk in as double champ, burn it down, and to walk out as double champ.
You don't want it with us, homie. Trust me, you don't really want it, homie. JCS. At a no amount of charge, this